this era that I played a lot of. Something like even Star Fox 64. Maybe not the best example, but I don't think a game like that would have existed in a similar sense like this. As you see, these guys are racing around to try to get one another. Oh, and he tosses their grenade. That no one knows where that went. But it's they are dancing circles around each other and possibly even circles around themselves to see where it is. And there's something just so wholesomely hilarious seeing a man with a bazooka holding it with one hand and then aiming it down to the floor. But as you see, I think as far as I've been counting the kills, this has been a pretty on the wire game so far, I believe. But now it is 2-4 for Chad. So let's see who can reign supreme after this one. Now the other weapons. The other thing that I find is that with explosive weapons, they tend to have unusual properties. Like even just the grenade launcher he's shooting right now. How if the guy's in, oh, there we go, and there is the last kill. We got ourselves our champion for Army Men, Sarge's Heroes. Chad, how you feel about that?
Pretty good. This takes me back to those good old rental days. This would be a good rental game.
No, exactly, right? You play with a couple pals for a party, and there it is. Yeah. Alistair, yourself, how do you feel despite it all?
Honestly, I feel like I learned a lot from fire escape videos. Stop, drop, and roll. Learn to apply it here. Pretty good.
And if you want to find some of those rules, check the episode back again whenever you can. Thanks so much, guys, for playing. We'll be seeing you later, Chad, in the future, and we'll be seeing you at a later episode.
I'm Val Cole, and I want to personally thank you for sharing a wonderful season of Hamilton Life with us here at Cable 14. I hope you're having a safe and happy summer, and remember, you can catch the best of our shows as they encore over the next couple of months. Plus, subscribers can stream episodes on demand at cable14.com. Don't forget to check us out on Instagram at Hamilton Life. Click follow, and we will see you in the fall.
Builds a wall around you that doesn't let you see where you're going, that keeps you feeling isolated and alone, that makes you feel hopeless. Know this: we're here to help if you want us to. It's never too early or too late to ask for help with a drinking problem. Alcoholics Anonymous, there is a way out. For more information, visit aa.org and download the Meeting Guide app.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to Bernie Arbor Stadium and Mountain Mitsubishi Friday Night Baseball. I'm Neil Srivastava. Welcome on in, everybody. The Chatham-Kent Barnstormers in town to take on your Hamilton Cardinals. Don't look now. The Barnstormers have crept up and taken over in 5th place in the Intercounty, ahead of the Cardinals, who dropped into 6th place. Takaguchi will start for your Cardinals this evening. Chatham-Kent is 12-15 as we're going to look quickly through the lineups here for the visiting Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. Leading off is the center fielder, Spencer Marcus. Batting second is the shortstop, Dan Battelle. Seth Strong, the Panda, is batting third at third base. Mitsuki Fukuda is batting fourth, the catcher. Anthony Polowick, who goes from McMaster University, is the designated hitter tonight. Robert Mackey is at second base. Lee Casera in left field. Trent Sillett at first base. And Spencer Morin in right field. As we mentioned, Takaguchi going on the hill here for your Cardinals to get underway. His last appearance, he took the loss on Sunday in the game 2 of the doubleheader at Chatham-Kent. Went 6 innings. Of course, the doubleheader games are only 7 innings long. 6 innings pitched, allowed 2 runs, 1 was earned, allowed 6 hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. He's got a 5-2 record on the season. 10 appearances, 44 2/3 innings pitched, a 3.62 ERA, and 42 strikeouts on the season. Cardinals just looking to get back into the win column as they head to the All-Star break tomorrow, before they're back home here and take on the Guelph Royals in a pair of games both Sunday and Monday evening here at Bernie Arbor Stadium. Taguchi's task is not going to be easy in this first inning. He's going to have to battle with the IBL's leading batting average leader, and Spencer Marcus, who's leading the league with a 390 average right now. And Battelle, and of course Seth Strong. You know all about the Panda. 13 home runs on the season already for the young man from Ohio. His mom apparently driving all the way up from Ohio to be with him tonight, and will take in the All-Star Game festivities as well. So welcome the Strong family to Bernie Arbor Stadium, and welcome to Canada. I do believe they've been to Chatham-Kent a couple times, though. And Spencer Marcus will get us underway here. Defense for the Cardinals: Hicks, Nicholson, and DeBanning in right field. Marriott, Duncan, Gravel, Rempel around the first, and Luis Bernardo doing the catching. As Marcus steps out and just tries to get the cobwebs out. The Barnstormers bus ironically broke down on the way here, so they were a little delayed here. No batting practice for them, just basically got stretched out through some long toss, and into the ball game they went. First pitch of the ball game is in there for a strike from Aguchi, and we're underway. First pitch is at 7:34 p.m. Aguchi from the wind, the stretch. Marcus gets ahead of that pitch. The count quickly is 0-2. Aguchi gets a sign from Bernardo. 0-2 offering, misses outside for a ball. Plate umpire tonight is Sean Schaefer. Jeff Rose is at first, and Mike Kinnear is at third base, rounding out the umpire crew tonight. That one's fouled away. Marcus stays alive. Count now 1-2. Gucci gets a sign from Bernardo. His 1-2 offering is swung on and missed, and there's the first punch out of the night for the Cardinals. Spencer Morin goes down on strike, 1 away here in the first inning. Gonna bring up the shortstop, Dan Battelle, now. Just one other game in the Intercounty this evening. Everybody else is off for the All-Star break. London Majors up the road in Brantford to take on the Red Sox. It's 8 o'clock start. 8:25 depending on the sun time, though. First offering to Battelle, misses for a ball.
Oh yeah, we don't have that option, eh? Like we love it.
Swung on and missed, and counts even at 1-1. Gucci from the stretch again gets a sign from Bernardo. His 1-1 offering. Misses low for a ball. Now count is 2 balls and a strike. Patel is 30 for 94 on the season, 319 average. No home runs, 11 RBIs for the former London Major. Checks his swing, plate umpire said he went around, or actually called it a strike anyways. Counts 2-2. Seth Strong, the Panda, on deck here for the Barnstormers in the first. 2-2 pitch that misses inside. Run the count to full at 3-2 on Battelle. Iguchi's 3-2 offering. Swung on and missed, and there's 2 punch-outs. Battelle goes down. Another Little Caesars strikeout for Hunger. Another $3 donated on behalf of Little Caesars Commission Services here in the Hamilton area to help strike out hunger in the greater Hamilton area.
Oh, he might have gone. Oh, is he? Oh, yeah.
Now the Panda will bat now. Of course, the Panda, one of the participants, the #1 seed in tomorrow afternoon's home run derby. His mom, Lori, who's in the stands apparently somewhere as well, so would occasionally throw him batting practice at home, hit him fungos, do ground balls and everything else. Had a great interview with Steph a couple weeks ago. Just a delightful young man. That one misses outside, and the count is 2-0. Definitely a journeyman. Spent a few years back in the Pecos League. Just never got latched on with anything higher than that. Takes that one in there for a strike. The count is 2-1. Strong is batting .368 on the season, 13 home runs, which leads the league, and 33 RBIs, which also leads the league. So yes, he said, like I said, he's the #1 seed in the home run derby tomorrow afternoon in Welland. You can catch that on the Jackfish YouTube tomorrow afternoon starting at 2 p.m. He drew the Jackfish's Jake Sanford. Of course, Sanford was the former Yankee prospect. 3-1 offering, misses upstairs, and Strong will take the walk here with 2 away. I'll bring up Masuki Fukada now, who's having quite the season himself here. Japanese import, former Ottawa Titan from the Frontier League last year. Did have a cup of coffee with the Welland Jackfish in the preseason before getting released and lashing on with the Barnstormers. So he takes a strike from his countryman. Count 0-1. Fukuda 27 for 68 on the season. Doesn't quite qualify for with enough for bats. 397 average, 13 RBIs, no home runs. Look, he needs a little more pine tar on that bat as it slipped out of his hands here. The count quickly 0-2. Gucci looking to get out of this inning unscathed here, with Strong left at first. Looks back at it, Strong again at first. 0-2 offering on its way. Chop, but it's going to go foul down the left field line. And clank off the fence down on towards the bullpen. And they're playing rock, paper, scissors down there to see who's got to get the baseball. Flipped it to a kid, and somebody's going home happy with a souvenir. Gucci with a long look at Strong at first. 0-2 offering. It's popped to center field. Nicholson is going to be there. He'll make the one-handed grab. Inning over. Barnstormers are retired here in the first inning. We're scoreless after a half inning here on Mountain Mitsubishi Baseball on Cable 14.
Now let's check back in with our
First inning here at Bernie Arbor Stadium. I'm Neil Srivastava as you're watching Hamilton Cardinals baseball. Friday Night Baseball brought to you by Mountain Mitsubishi. Cam O'Reilly, the starting pitcher for the Chatham Barnstormers, has a 2-2 record on the season. So you look at the defense. Actually, that was the defense for the Cardinals. Our apologies. O'Reilly's got a 2-2 record at 10.95 ERA, 23 innings pitched, 17 strikeouts, 22 walks. There's the starting lineup for your Cardinals. Nicholson will lead off. Tyler Duncan is batting second. Bernardo third. Batting fourth. Hunter Hicks is in left field batting fifth. Zach Merritt sixth. Rempel, Josh Niles, and Cam Gravel to end off the inning here, or end off the lineup, as Nicholson takes ball one from Cam O'Reilly. O'Reilly got the victory his last appearance against the Welland Jackfish, an 11-5 victory. He went 6 innings, allowed 4 runs, 3 of which were earned, 6 hits, 6 walks, 4 strikeouts. Now works with a 2-0 count on Brandon Nicholson. Nicholson watches that one sail outside and it's quickly 3-0. Nicholson 22 for 104 on the season, a 211 batting average. No home runs, 13 RBIs so far. So he takes a strike there and count now 3-1. Cardinals struggling to continue to score runs in bunches here. Looking to break out in a big way before the All-Star break. 3-1 offering. Misses inside, and leadoff man will be aboard here for Tyler Duncan. Of course, Tyler Duncan is going to the All-Star game, and he's another participant in tomorrow's Home Run Derby.
Number 5, Tyler.
Saw him do a practice round tonight. Well, I'm not going to disclose how many he hit out of here in that 3-minute time span, but it was quite the show. So a lot of people are going to get some head turners tomorrow, that's for sure, as Duncan will be one of the participants. He drew Robert Mullen of the Welland Jackfish. Duncan hits this one in the air, but that's going to go foul. And the count is 0-1. Duncan is 31 for 97 on the year, a .319 average, 4 home runs, 15 RBIs. And a great follow-up so far to his MVP campaign of last year. O'Reilly gets a sign for Picata. One offering. This is outside for a ball. O'Reilly's just got to be patient here and make sure he doesn't overrush these pitches, of course, with Brandon Nicholson leading off first. He's always a threat to steal a base, and that's probably what O'Reilly's dealing with in the back of his head here, too. 1-1 offering. Nicholson goes on the pitch. The call of the pitch is a called strike. Nicholson steals the base. Cardinals have got a base runner in scoring position, and a 2-1 count on Duncan. Stolen base for Nicholson. Duncan now will bat with a 2-1 count, looking to bring home the first run of the ball game for the Cardinals. A great jump by Nicholson on that one. He's just on the replay. O'Reilly's 2-1 offering. Misses outside for a ball. Good job. Good block by Ficata behind the plate. It's now 3-1. So he's going to throw that baseball out. Count is actually 2-2.
Oh, nice.
2 balls and 2 strikes is the official count according to the plate umpire, Sean Schaefer. 2-2 offering. This is low for a ball now. It's 3-2. Now the count is full. Luis Bernardo waiting in the wings, followed by Dennis DeBanning in the hole. Duncan fouls that one off. It hits the dirt. Ficata unable to keep on to that one. Duncan will stay alive at 3-2. O'Reilly's 3-2 offering. This is inside. Duncan will take the walk. Runners at first and second. Still nobody away here for the Cardinals in the first inning. And Luis Bernardo coming to the plate.
Stepping up to the plate, the catcher, number 14, Luis Bernardo.
Interesting to see if the Cardinals will tell Bernardo to take a pitch here and try to take another 90 feet here to stay out of the double play. Cam O'Reilly, like everybody else on the Barnstormers, literally got off the bus here and had about 15 minutes to get loose, so it's understandable not to be in the right mindset right now. O'Reilly's first offering to Bernardo is in there for a called strike and at the knees. Count now 0-1. Bernardo 28 for 93 on the season, a 301 average. Bernardo tags this one to center field. Nicholson will have to backpedal in a hurry, but I don't think he's going to get there in time. He's going to get doubled off, and there's two away. A great job by the center fielder, Spencer Marcus, to get underneath that ball in a hurry and then throw a missile into second base where Robert Mackey was standing on the base for the force out. So that'll be an 8-4 double play, and there's now two away. Tyler Duncan still at first base, as Dennis DeManning will bat now. Not an ideal situation for the Cardinals to give up two outs in a hurry like that. Thought about throwing down to first. Duncan back in a hurry. Oh, misses upstairs for a ball. And the count is 2-0 on DeBanning. Now misses upstairs again, quickly 3-0 the count now on DeBanning. Likely has a take sign here. Unless they got a hit and run on.
It's not the bigger arena or anything like that.
Duncan with a bigger lead here. O'Reilly's offering misses outside, and that's the third walk of the inning here. O'Reilly's issued. But the Cardinals still at this point have nothing to show for it. Duncan up to second base now. And Connor Hicks, the left fielder who homered last night in the loss to the Jackfish, will be the batter. Pitching coach coming out for a quick conversation here with O'Reilly. O'Reilly's thrown 18 pitches to this point.
Stepping up to the plate, the left fielder, number
21 pitches at this point now. This point streak just updated. Connor Hicks, the left fielder now. Like I mentioned last night, he homered in last night's contest, his second home run of the season. An absolute moonshot at the pond. Chops this one to the second base side. First baseman going to get to it. He'll win the foot race. And the Cardinals just ran a pair of base runners in the home half of the first inning. No runs, no hits. 2 men left aboard here. We're scoreless as we head to the top of the second inning after we come back after the break. You're watching Hamilton Cardinals baseball, brought to you by Mountain Mitsubishi. Top of the second inning, we're still scoreless here at Burning Arbor Stadium. Neil Srivastava, thank you so much for tuning in on Cable 14, and shout out to the folks watching in Chatham, Kent as well. Great to have you along with us on your Friday nights. Takaguchi pitched a scoreless first inning, and this is a counterpart, Cam O'Reilly. O'Reilly's with a little more bumpy, much like their bus ride down here. But they both got out of the inning. And we're still scoreless as we start the top of the second inning. Here in Hamilton, Anthony Pawlowick will lead things off. Of course, Pawlowick, the McMaster University student, very familiar with this ballpark. Robert Mackey and Lee Casera, the Flash, due up in this inning. Pawlowick is 15 for 50 on the season, batting .300, 11 RBIs. And Gucci needed 20 pitches in that first inning to get out of the inning. First pitch misses for a ball on Pawlowick, count 1-0.
Oh, yes, of course.
One offering is chopped by Pawlowick. Gravel up with the throw to first in time and gets the out. 4-3 goes your put out. There's one away here in the second inning. That'll bring up Robert Mackey, another all-star
Number 7, Robert Mackey.
for the Chatham Kent Barnstormers. Mackey, the former London Major as well. Given the opportunity to play every day here for the Barnstormers. Having a tremendous season so far. Takes ball one inside low, says Sean Schaefer. Count 1-0. Mackey's batting .301 on the season, 2 home runs, 11 RBIs, 19 for 63. Saguchi's pitch misses inside again, and the count 2-0. Bernardo sets up on the other half this time. That one sails way outside, 3-0. Barnstormers, the expansion team, has played nothing like being an expansion team here all season long. That one's in there for a strike. The count now 3-1 on Mackey. Call strike. Mackey thought he was walking down to first with a free pass. Umpire says, not so fast, son. Get back in the box. It's 3-2. Three-two offering. Driven to center field. Nicholson charging hard as is demanding. It'll be Nicholson who'll make the catch to retire Mackey on the F8 for the second out of the inning here in a second.
Left fielder number 6, Lee Casera.
Lee Casera, the Flash. Nicknamed that because he gets to baseballs in a hurry. Trent Sillett waits on deck, followed by Spencer Morin in the hole. Should we progress that far down the lineup? Gucci's first offering is fouled away here, off to our right for strike one. Big swing and a miss by Casera, and the count's now quickly 0-2. Casera batting .268 on the season, 1 home run, 10 RBIs coming into action tonight. 25 for 93. Watches this one sail outside. Count now 1-2. He is batting .500 against Aguchi so far. I figure that's only probably one game, maybe two. Can't remember if Aguchi pitched in that game here in London or not. Or sorry, in Hamilton or not. Sarah swings through that one. Bernardo throws down. K2-3 goes to put out. And the Barnstormers are retired here in the top of the second inning. 3 up, 3 down they go. Off to the home half of the second inning. We come back here as you're watching Mountain Mitsubishi Baseball on Cable 14. You guys are. Yep. Bottom of the second inning here on Hamilton Cardinals baseball on Cable 14. I'm Neil Srivastava. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're scoreless after an inning and a half between the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers and your Hamilton Cardinals. We'll take a quick look at the Addertown scoreboard. Just one other game in the inter-county as we hit the All-Star break tomorrow. That is London Majors in town to take on the Brantford Red Sox. Almost called them the Braves. That game should be underway probably about 15-20 minutes, depending on the sunset in Brantford. Of course, the standings, the Welland Jackfish are in first place. Barry's in second. London is right on their heels at 16-9. In third place, Guelph is in fourth. Chatham-Kent has moved up to fifth at 12-15. Cardinals 11-15 in sixth. His first pitch in there for a strike on Zach Marriott. And the rest of the standings, of course, after Hamilton, Kitchener is 12-17, Brantford's 9-18, and Toronto with their victory last night in the marathon. As Marriott hits this one to the shortstop, fielded cleanly and airmailed across. He's going to beat it out for on the throw. Likely be an E6 on the throw. Marriott aboard to start the inning. Looks like the shortstop just rushed the throw across here and then just kind of threw an airmail. As you can tell, he just didn't get enough warm-ups, likely there. A little stiff arm action. The first baseman was able to come down, just unfortunately not in time as Marriott was able to beat it out. Leadoff man aboard here for the Cardinals to start the second inning. Official scorer actually gave Zach Marriott the infield single on that one. As the first pitch is hit by Tanner Rempel into the air, but caught by the center fielder, Spencer Marcus. One away. Yes, Maple Leafs and Kitchener Panthers in a slugfest last night. It turned like into a football game. 19-17 was the final score. The sixth inning and seventh inning took 84 minutes to complete. That's almost another ball game, at least by the league standards this year anyways. As Josh Niles now the batter with one away. Takes a strike on the outer half. Count 0-1. Cam O'Reilly at 22 pitches so far, or 23 pitches now. Niles is 13 for 60, batting .216 on the year. 9 RBIs. Still waiting for that first home run of the season. He fouls that one off. The count quickly runs to 0-2.
That's right.
Again, thank you so much for tuning in on Cable 14. You're watching in Chatham-Kent, you're watching in Hamilton, you're watching wherever you are. Cottage Country Weavers, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
0-2 pitch misses outside. Now count 1-2 on Niles. Niles, of course, the recent graduate from Canisius College, St. Thomas, Ontario native. 1-2 offering. This is outside for a ball. Got to run the count to 2-2.
So we were, when I'm not actually you always say George, the last person that was out was on second base.
Niles gets underneath this one. Marcus will give this one chase in center field. He calls off the right fielder. He'll make the catch. Marriott will have to go back to first with 2 away. Niles retired on the F8 for the second of the inning, and Cam Gravel, the second baseman,
Stepping up to the plate,
will make his first at bat here.
Number 11, Cam Gravel.
I do believe this is Gravel's first appearance at home other than the preseason. Takes ball 1 low from O'Reilly. O'Reilly's offering. This is inside. Count now 2-0 on Gravel. This is actually Gravel's first at bat as well. O'Reilly throws over. Merritt has to get the uniform a little dirty here. But he's back safely. First disengagement of the at-bat of Gravel. Count remains 2-0. A lot of kids in action here getting ready to go to. Gravel hits a liner down the right field line. That's going to go in there. Merritt on his horse is going to be bobbled by the right fielder. Merritt's going to get the stop sign at third. Gravel in there safely with the slide. It gets away from the shortstop. It's going to allow Merritt to score. Cardinals leading this one 1-0. Give him a single. Gravel. This one's down the line and just goes off there. Just miscued by the right fielder to start that. Allowed the runner to go to third. The throw to the shortstop bounces in there. Gravel with the head first slide. Guess he knocked it loose actually, which allows the run to come home. So base hit, no RBI. There is an error on the play. 1-0 Cardinals now. As they're back to the top of the order, and Brandon Nicholson, who walked to start the ball game and stole second base before getting doubled off in the first. Nicholson skies this one high in the infield. To the first baseman, he'll make the catch. Sillett makes the grab, and the inning's over. Cardinals do get a run on 2 hits and lead this one 1-0 as we hit the top of the third inning after the break. You're watching the Hamilton Cardinals baseball, brought to you by Mountain Mitsubishi. Welcome back, top of the third inning here on Hamilton Cardinals baseball, brought to you by Mountain Mitsubishi. We got a friend on down the line here. Tanner Rempel joining us here to start the third inning. How's your night going, Tanner? So we'll make sure he doesn't get killed down there, as that sun is tough on the first base side, that's for sure. We're trying this once again, see if we can't mic up our friend Tanner and bring you some more colorful stuff for the game here. As Takaguchi continues his warm-ups here. Rookie now with a 1-0 lead thanks to the Cardinals getting a run across in the home half of the second inning, courtesy of the single by Cam Gravel. And a defensive error allowed Zach Merritt to come around from first with the first run of the ball game. Trent Sillett and Spencer Moore and due up in the inning here to start, and then back to the top of the order for Spencer Marcus, who struck out in the first inning. Noguchi does have 3 strikeouts so far in the contest. Has not given up a base hit so far. As Trent Sillett now the batter. Not sure if Tanner can hear us or not down there, but looks like we're having some technical difficulties down at first base. First pitch from Maguchi's in there for strike one, count 0-1. This one is lined by Sillett into the gap. Nicholson will try to cut it off and hold him to a single. So he bobbles that one. Sillett will hold at first with a leadoff single. Spencer Morin now the batter.
Spencer Morin.
Nobody away here to start the top of the third inning. Cardinals leading this one 1-0. Barnstormer's first hit of the afternoon or the evening. So used to doing afternoon ball games by myself. Gucci with a long look. First pitch to Morin is in there for a strike, count 0-1. And Gucci glances over at first. There's one offering. Misses in the dirt. Great stop by Bernardo. Tosses the mask one way, the helmet the other way. And we're not sure what the baseball is in his hand. But Bernardo just seems like a little rattled on that pitch, and the umpire is going to go take a walk out here and give Gucci another baseball. Give Bernardo a few seconds to collect his thoughts and maybe take a few extra breaths. But there we go. Caught him in the neck here, as apparently you see on the replay. Oh, that's not a fun place to get hit. Thankfully, he's got some padding there. Hopefully got the bottom of the mask and not directly onto anything else. He may have a sort of jaw tomorrow. Of course, Bernardo will be one of the reserves in the All-Star game tomorrow afternoon. Game time, of course, is 6:05. Home Run Derby at 2. You can watch all the action on the Welland Jackfish channel on YouTube. Of course, if you want to make the trek down the Welland like we are, tickets are available on the Welland Jackfish website. If you go to showpass.com/allstar, that should get you in there as well. Or just go to wellandjackfish.com and go to tickets. As the count is 2-2 on Spencer Morin. Morin batting .272 on the season, 4 RBIs. Has not hit well against Gucci so far this year. That one misses. Oh, he's going to call it, actually. A delayed strike 3 call. Morin is retired looking. That's the 4th strikeout for Gucci on the night. I thought it was a little inside, but the plate umpire saw it from a better vantage point than I did. And that's 4 Ks for Gucci, and another $3 donated by our friends at Little Caesar Pizza to Mission Services. Spencer Marcus, who struck out in the first inning, will be the batter with 1 away and a runner aboard here. Swung on and missed for strike 1. Marcus came into action, leading the league with a .390 batting average. He was 39 for 100. Now he's 39 for 101. 2 home runs, 14 RBIs on the season, including a monster shot that we weren't sure it was a home run here in this ballpark over the Cable 14 sign in right center field. Brett Lawson was on the mound that Sunday afternoon when the wind was gusting, and we thought it was just a routine fly ball, but the wind kept pushing it out, and it cleared the fence, and then Morin made a great catch out in right field as well. So he fouls this one away. Quickly, the count is 0-2.
Hey. What's up? I got you.
Count is 0-2. Gucci looks to run her back. Morin gives this one a ride. Sorry. Marcus gives this one a ride to right field. The Banning is underneath him to make the catch, and there's 2 away. Marcus retired on the F9 for the second out of the inning. And we're joined by George Halim. How you doing, George?
So good. How are you?
I'm great, man. You're the world traveler these days. I'm surprised you're actually in the ballpark tonight.
I feel like I've been a traveler for a while, and people are just starting to notice now.
Yeah, we're going to start calling you Suitcase George because we're not sure where you're going next.
Suitcase George?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. It's better. We call Zach Marriott Bomboy just because of the last name.
Yeah.
Hotel. So, I mean, that's pretty fitting.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That one swung on and missed by Dan Battelle. Count is 0-1. So, George, how's the roster looking for you? Are you confident? You still got some irons in the fires here? Are you constantly looking to improve somehow? I know the roster's at 28, so you're at max right now, so some guys will have to come off before you can make a move as this one gets away from Bernardo.
Yeah. I remember last year I tried to make things happen at the deadline, and I found that one thing that I didn't factor in at the time was culture.
Yeah.
And so every time you add someone, anyone to the roster, it just resets the culture clock. Last year I did that with about 5 or 6 players. And so this time around I made sure to load up early on pitching. I never had an issue loading up on position players if you looked at last year. So we had a solid foundation of position players that just need a lot of reps. And we're not even at the tired part of the season yet. So,
exactly.
So I made sure that we were loaded up on arms early in the season. So I attribute all that to Larry just busting it with me all offseason, tell me we need arms, until I got to the point where he said we didn't need any more arms and we had too many.
The shopping cart's full.
Yeah,
Stop.
that's exactly. And so now we're at the point where, look, man, just because we're struggling around the deadline doesn't mean we need to be making moves.
No.
And somebody in the room has to be the one that takes a deep breath and says that, hey, things are going to be all right. Like, you can't have long-term plans can't get shorter when you start struggling, right? Like, struggling, if anything, is when you really need to focus and really need to believe in your guys, because, man, like, if they're not going to believe in each other at their worst moments, at the very least, when I get out there, I got to be able to instill some type of confidence. So, truth of the matter is that I truly believe we still have one of the most talented rosters in the IBL, and there's a big difference between good players that play well. Hell yeah, Rempel. There's a big difference between
Rempel with the great stab there, gets the recovers on that one, tags the base, and the inning's over.
Like that, right? Like, you got good players that make good plays, and if they're all just playing bad baseball at the same time, well, that's just what losing is, and that's still just baseball. So. So I'm happy with it.
You're happy with it? That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Are you?
I'm really happy with it. I'm always happy to be here.
Really?
Always happy.
What about the roster? Are you happy with the roster?
You know, it's one of those things. Every team in this league goes through for growing pains. They go through slumps. They go through a streak where you see nothing but their best pitchers in this league.
Sure.
Which you guys are right now. And then fortunately, you're getting the big bullseye. Oh, Hamilton's coming to town. Let's throw our ace at these guys.
Did you say unfortunately or fortunately?
Unfortunately.
No, man. I've been texting every GM saying I want their best.
You want their best?
Right, yeah, we built a lineup that can hit, and so
Yeah.
I'm insulted when they show up and don't want to give us their best, because we are every time. So.
All right, I got to ask the question, and you're going to probably hate me for this, because everybody in London, whenever I go to Larry's, like, so is Caden Cardoso still living rent-free in your house, in your head right now, or is it okay now?
No, man. Caden Cardoso's a gifted ball player.
Oh, no question he is.
Realistically, I texted Roop the other day that was probably the best gift that I gave him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
oh, yeah.
That is the.
Well, when he was here on Sunday before we got rained out, said, I asked him, did you bring George a fruit basket with a big thank you?
You
card?
asked him that?
Yeah.
What did he say?
He just laughed.
Yeah.
He just laughed.
Yeah, Cardoso's amazing, man. Like,
Yeah, he is.
just because he's not on the roster, it doesn't change at all how I feel about him. And if anything, the reason why I feel differently about him is how badly he shoves it down my throat every single day. Yeah. Like, I got to look at him and be like, of course he's the one with the hit streak.
If the home run derby comes down to him and Tyler Duncan, tomorrow it's just going to be crazy.
That's your thing?
No.
My thing is, it's going to – I know immediately
Yeah.
that it's going to come down to something in the playoffs, right?
Yeah. Well, exactly.
So it was like that London game where he flew out at the warning track as the tying run on Pack the Park Day, and I was like, that is exactly what I want him to do, fly out at the track. But no, God bless Caden Cardoso. He's having such a good season. He was coming off an injury.
Yeah.
So I'm actually very happy to see what he's doing. I'd be happier if he was
no
here.
No question he is. And he just, of course, he had a bruise. I don't want to say a foot injury, but he definitely had a bruise on his foot a couple days ago too. But he's okay. He's back in the lineup.
Yeah.
So now Duncan's going to lead this one off here.
There ain't no free rent up here, man. This is like downtown Toronto with extremely high rent.
High price rent.
Yeah. You
got to rent this billboard. It's going to cost you this much. All right, that works.
There's a lot of little square footage up here with a little bit of space in there, but it's expensive.
So it's year 2 for you. What have you learned so far of course, last year, you and I talked about it and everything else. You just, you mentioned culture and everything else. What would you describe the Hamilton Cardinals culture as right now?
Tighter.
Tighter.
There has to be some grace for a first-year manager that was thrown in. Nobody talks about piano enough, and the pressures that come with being a first-year manager that was thrown into it just prior to the season.
Literally, what, the second?
Yeah, right before the season started, and he was given a gifted team that's young. And when you have a young team, you're going to deal with more emotional aspects off the field, and that's the thing that I love about Piano the most, is that he's a people person first, and then he's a baseball manager. And so I just told him that some of the losses we've had late in games are strictly because of poor decisions he's made. Like, he's playing bad chess late in the game, straight up. And that's okay, right? That's what you expect. And so I'm in my second year, and I told him yesterday in Welland that you can either spend the whole year like I did trying to figure out your mistakes, or understand that when we are under pressure, we're not built to understand when we black out, right? We're built to trust people and listen to people. Exactly. And that's why I just got to look at him. And after a couple weekends ago, and it was difficult, all I did was text him on a Sunday morning, be like, just go 1-0. Everything's going to be all right. Because what else are you going to do? Disparage the manager that knows he's fighting it? Dude's an all-star coach for a reason, right? And managing, if you spent any time with these guys, you know it takes a special kind of person to corral them. They're like rogue cattle sometimes, man, but I love them. So
now you got Chris Buchanan sitting there with the lasso in my head with a big. We're trying to round up the cattle here.
Exactly.
As Bernardo flies out for the second out here on the short F6 for the shortstop for 2 away here in the bottom of the third inning. 1-0 is your score if you're just tuning in. Cardinals leading this ball game over the Chatham Kent Barnstormers. As Dennis DeBanning will come to the plate, he's 0 for 0. He walked in the first, but got stranded there. What have you seen that's impressed you about the Chatham Kent Barnstormers so far?
I noticed the first time we played them that they had a lot of energy, right? Again, you think of no one's ever going to break into the league as a fresh franchise with an older demographic of players. Because any GM that's going to do that is going to think, well, I'm just planning for the short term. So knowing that we were going to face a young and athletic team that was a similar style to us, similar style to Welland, they've got a little bit more maturity. I was impressed by their defense first, to be quite honest, because if you notice last year we had the worst fielding percentage. I believe we're up there near the top this season.
You definitely are. It's definitely time to turn that one around.
Well, that's the thing, right? It's baby steps. And so these guys make play, right, like that. These guys get after baseballs. They pick baseballs, and they go back to a very fundamental, non-flashy. Like, I don't see them playing very flashy. I'm also not going to say that they're grindy. Grindy is reserved for the new team that kind of flirts with the middle to bottom. No one ever calls the middle to top teams grindy. No. And so I find that Chatham is – I'm very proud of the fact that they walked in and just added to the parity of the league. I think
exactly.
I think it's very easy to think of a new team. They're going to finish dead last, and you talk about growing pains. I don't really know what that means, man. I think you got to walk in and try and win now.
Well, exactly. And I think that's a testament to Dom, and that's a testament to Harry as far as these guys, what they've done.
Yeah, man. Harry and Dom, like, Dom's one of the best. Like, you know that the second they went to Chatham that they were going to do something special. It's a sports town. They happen to have Seth Strong with that name and the bat that just work well together. And, yeah, they've got their impact guy. They've got their all-star. They hustle, they work hard, and yeah, it's just fun playing them, so I enjoy having them here.
All right, George, we're going to take a quick pause from the action here on the bottom. We're having up to the top of the fourth inning. You're watching Hamilton Cardinals baseball on Cable 14.
3 days of transcendental escapism. This event is all about rebirth.
Namaste.
You've got no idea what you've just walked into.
These are people, they are lining up for slaughter. They need help.
It's them. They're coming for us.
I say we show them the same mercy they've shown us.
Where are you going?
Nova Suite.
THN is taking a break for the summer, and we will be back with new episodes on Wednesday, October the 9th. In the meantime, you can watch past episodes weekdays at 5 p.m. and on cable14now.com.
I'm David Balston. I am a co-event day organizer of Bright Run. I'm responsible for ensuring that we deliver an amazing experience to our participants, from the venue to the sound system to the food and entertainment. My initial involvement in Bright Run started in year 2 and was driven by my wife Lisa, who is a radiation therapist at the Juravinski Cancer Center. Then, in 2015, she was diagnosed with breast cancer, and my involvement became even more personal. We've been married for 31 years, and I am counting on at least 31 more, in part due to the advancements in research and treatment that Bright Run is helping to fund.
Hi, my name is Nidhi Kumar Tyagi. I'm a medical oncologist at the Juravinski Cancer Center, and I care for patients with breast cancer. I'm also the co-director of the PINK program, a program which supports people diagnosed with breast cancer under the age of 40. As a researcher, I'm very thankful for the funds and the ongoing support that Bright Run provides at the Juravinski Cancer Center and for our PINK program. Please join us on September 7, 2024 at Christie Lake.
Top of the 4th inning we go here. Seth Strong at the plate for the Chatham Kent Barnstormers. They trail the Hamilton Cardinals here on Cable 14, 1-0. So, George, put your, your scout hat on about Seth Strong. How's this guy only been in the Pecos League? How's he not got an opportunity anywhere else? As he lines this one to center field, and Nicholson is there to make the catch for the first out of the inning here in the 4th.
Stepping up to the plate, the catcher, number 45, Mitsubishi Fukuda.
Opportunity and opinion have to go hand in hand, right? I mean, his opportunity has just been contingent on whatever opinion people have had. To be quite honest, it might have been a guy that just blossomed later, maybe just found a good fit here. So,
and we've seen that happen before too.
Yeah, I don't know. That's more recruiting than scouting to me. If I knew that guy was out there and available in the Pecos, I don't really look much in the Pecos just based on the demographic of the league, the fact that they can pull from anywhere. I know it doesn't pay extremely well. They had the coolest thing about them to me is they had, oh, hell yeah, dunk.
Nice play by,
goodness gracious.
Fukuda beats that one out in an infield single, despite the great play by Tyler Duncan at shortstop. And Anthony Polovic now the batter, with one on and one away.
What do you think of Seth Strong?
I like him, but it's just I scratch my head going, and they're one of these guys that, if they maybe just wasn't getting enough exposure, maybe he just wasn't, like you said, maybe he's a late bloomer, just found a home here in this league and decided to take it by storm. A lot of people when I was going through, I always thought the IBL was like the last landing points for a lot of these guys, but lately it's been the opposite.
Really?
Guys have been taking off to the Frontier League after here. This one is chopped. Rempel is going to get to the ball and make a Spider-Man-like play here. Tanner Rempel, and George gives him the applause from up here. Rempel with the out, 2 away.
Stepping up to the plate,
as Fukuda goes to second base on the fielder's choice. Polovic was retired, 3 unassisted.
Defense, man. That's the biggest thing.
Oh, exactly. You guys have definitely cut down on the defensive errors this year, which is huge, especially when you in tight ball games.
How do you think that is when we have different look in our infield? How do you think we went from bottom to top with a brand new infield?
Well, it's just a brand new attitude, too. It's just the guys, okay, we're going to make plays. You got a shortstop that is probably the tallest shortstop I've ever seen out there.
See, that's the thing. So I've heard a lot about tall shortstops, and if I'm not mistaken, Derek Jeter, I believe, has more Gold Gloves or close to more Gold Gloves than anybody in big league history as shortstop, and I believe he was 6'2", 6'3", 190. The shortstop with the highest fielding percentage of all time, I believe, is Troy Tulowitzki, and he's also 6'3", 200, 210. Yes, right. And so Tulo's now he's one of the coaches at Texas, and I was talking to Emilien Pitre, who just signed with the Rays yesterday, and he was playing with a transfer from Texas, talking about how Tulo teaches guys how to field the ball, and it's never a funnel, and it's always a go-through, and always keep your feet moving. And that's a very archaic way to teach ground balls, but I find that some of the worst things that ever happened to this generation of players is getting coached. And so I find that we're starting to revert back to the way baseball used to be played, but it's happening much quicker because of our means right now, because we have more freak athletes, right? And so now you're trying to play a fundamental game that's happening much faster, right? So the way that I see, so we talk about Tyler Duncan, it might seem different, but if you remember, the shortstop was supposed to make all the plays at them and hit. Like the first Like A-Rod is another one.
Yeah, well, exactly.
A-Rod was a huge shortstop.
Yep.
Hanley Ramirez was a huge shortstop. And the guys that were small shortstops that couldn't hit, like the John McDonalds, those guys were premier shortstops. But the reality is you got to hit to win. You got to hit to get paid.
Exactly.
So why wouldn't we just put a guy that's our best hitter in the infield because the center fielder's a leader. And Duncan's a leader. And so him coming in here creates accountability for the guys that are around him.
So when you're putting the roster together and you're talking to Duncan in the offseason,
yeah,
did he make that proposal to go to shortstop?
Yeah.
You just said, yeah, I'm willing to do this?
Yeah, Duncan wanted to do it. So we had Katsuya, if you remember, early on, and he was going to be our shortstop because that was my plan. And when Duncan realized that being the shortstop would have opened up far more opportunities for me on the roster to add guys, that was a no-brainer for him. And that was such a leadership decision early in the season. I don't know anyone, not many guys, I don't know anyone that would go from center field to shortstop willingly. And we have two of those guys on our roster between him and Nicholson. So that should speak volumes about how we see the construction of our roster. I just want athletes everywhere. You've got Cam Gravel at second base. That guy could play shortstop. He's a shortstop. He's going to Toledo to play short. So having Dunk in the infield gives us leadership. The style, like, he's not the one that's going to make the crazy diving plays. But, again, generationally speaking, the errors back in the day were fielding errors. They weren't throwing errors. And now the majority of errors are guys getting to balls they never did and balls ending up in the bleachers like they never did. So I'd much rather that Duncan just made the plays that he's supposed to play and that the infielder with the best hands should be Rempel because he's the one that's facing the most erratic throws.
I swear he should have been a goaltender somewhere.
Who, Rempel?
Yeah.
Well, the reason why we moved him from catcher to first, I told him he wasn't going to catch anymore, is because even though he's a premier catcher, I believe he's the best defensive first baseman.
He needs to be down there just to catch those errant fly balls and get off the base and just have the clairvoyance to read the baseball coming at him and go, okay, it's not going to be near the base, I got to get off.
Well, who touches the baseball the most in a game, right?
First baseman.
In order, it's the catcher, the pitcher, and then the first baseman.
Yep.
Then that's why you want a guy like Remp, because you want him touching the ball every single time.
Exactly.
Game's more fun when he does.
And Remp's got a 1-2 count on him right here. He flew out to center field in the second inning.
Base hit, center field.
That's what you call him?
1-2 count's tough, but yeah.
He takes that one in there for a ball, and the count is 2-2.
Who's the best pitcher in the league?
Best pitcher in the league? Don't ask me that question.
Why?
I got too many friends in here. It's like, why are you talking about me?
Well, you got too many friends.
I got too many
I got friends too, man. But
I know.
You just hit me with.
I know.
No. You gave me the Caden Cardoso, and you're going to say that you got friends and you can't call out who the best pitcher in the league is?
The best pitcher in the league I've seen this year?
In your opinion?
In my opinion?
Yeah.
Our guy's starting the night, Gooch.
Iguchi.
Yeah.
Why?
He just seems to have that extra.
You're not going to lose this friend, brother. You can say anybody.
He's got that it. He's got that it factor. He's just got that factor. You know, when push comes to shove, he's going to find a way to get guys out. You got guys in Welland that are just amazing. You got Abrams that'll go out there and just throw for 8 innings and not think twice about it.
Is he the best? Who's the best hitter? Pound for pound.
Pound for pound right now?
Just hitter.
That's tough. That's tough. I've seen so many baseball games this year. As Rempel draws a walk here, Cardinals have got a base runner with one away. That is so tough.
Now we got like 2 hours of baseball left. So
he wants an answer by the end of the ball game.
I'm just waiting.
He's just waiting there.
They're good.
Well, it's just it's difficult because guys do different roles in different situations.
Who's got the most tools in the league?
Tyler Duncan.
Hell yeah.
I think if he's not going to hit you with a long ball, he's going to find a way to get on base, either get on base or he's going to move a runner around. Josh Niles doesn't get enough credit for all the sacrifice flies he hits.
Josh Niles had a better year.
Yep.
Yeah, I got a question for you.
Yep.
How do you find, you've been watching the league for years.
Yep.
What have been the biggest shifts over the last few?
Probably just the talent-wise, as far as the commitment to talent-wise. Guys on every team being committed to looking for better talent. He's in there safely with the stolen base, and the count is 3-0. As Rempel steals second base. Niles works with a 3-0 count now in scoring position for Niles.
But every single year, every GM's trying to add talent. So what makes this year so different?
All right, the difference as far as this stuff goes, I haven't really been able to put a nail on the head on it, but I think maybe enough guys have realized, okay, this league's legit now.
What makes a league legit? And what didn't make it legit before?
I think it's just, again, it just had a bad reputation. Some guys were like, oh, it's more of a summer comcollegiate league and everything else. Coming August, they want to be done. Now we've extended the season to almost September 1st. That first round doesn't finish till September 1st, so that eliminates a lot of the collegiate guys. So now you're going to have a lot of former pros, a lot of guys that are, serious about playing baseball. Some people will argue that, it's no longer a working man's league, but at the same time.
You don't think so?
I think it is still. I think it still is. I think guys can still work and still be a part of this league.
Do you think guys want to work while they're part of this league?
Yes and no. I think some guys want to rather work on baseball. This one is chopped to Niles, and it's going to.
Oh, well done, Remp.
Rempel comes around to score. Gives Niles the RBI. Tanner Rempel with the good read on that play comes all the way around from second base. Cardinals now lead this one 2-0.
Good baseball. Do you find it's the aggressiveness in the recruiting or the recruitability of the league now?
I think it's the recruitability of the league now. 'Cause now you have a team like Welland, you have a team like here in Hamilton that's willing to go the extra mile to just not just make it about baseball anymore. It's now an entertainment destination.
Entertainment destination. Hamilton.
It's getting there.
Yeah.
Most Friday nights you look down the stands, there's a pile of kids here, a lot of parents. Tonight's probably the exception to the rule, again, because it's Chatham Kent, so not a bigger drawing card here, but.
Have you been to Chatham yet?
No, that's the one place I haven't been yet.
Me neither. Just didn't work out.
No, it's just, unfortunately, because every time they're playing, it's like I'm either here or somewhere else. So it's just like,
that's all right, Neil. This is a good place to be. You can stay.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
That one's grounded to the second baseman off the first, and it is. That'll end the inning here. Cardinals do get a run to lead this one 2-0 as we're watching Hamilton Cardinals baseball, brought to you by Mountain Mitsubishi on Cable 14.
Can I say that next time?
Top of the fifth inning we go here at Bernie Arbor Stadium. It's Hamilton Got Talent night here too, and wow, that was quite the lip sync competition going on this inning, George.
We got a hot dog singing to a hot dog, so I don't really know what to say about that.
We got a hot dog singing to a pizza and a pizza holding up.
Yeah.
And we got Emily Thompson.
Yep.
The leader of the pack once again.
Leader of the pack is right. Best in the league, without question.
No, without question.
You sit all game, or you ever stand up here and do this?
Sometimes I got to stand.
Really?
It's just like
the legs, or you get pumped.
Yeah.
You ever get pumped up here and they got to like cut the video?
I don't get that crazy. I do get crazy occasionally in calls when Duncan throws hoses from right field and everything else, and it gets replayed constantly on somebody's phone at home. Thanks, kids.
So how come you're not just admitting to the whole league that you're a Hamilton Cardinals fan? You may as well. That's fine. A lot of people have.
Surprise people haven't looked at my living room. It's all Cardinals merchandise right now.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's the way I hope the whole world hears that.
I don't have any Jackfish stuff. I have a couple of things from the Royals. I have a London Majors thing. I don't have any Chatham Kent Barnstormers thing. Still waiting for Dom to send me that bumper sticker I asked for a long time ago.
Bumper sticker, that's what you want?
I want the bus magnet.
You want the bus magnet?
Yeah. It's perfect for the fridge, man.
You can put it on the fridge or the car?
Oh, the fridge. It's got to stay out in the fridge, man, because then it's like, yeah.
Why wouldn't you get something that you could show off to the public, though?
That one's over the head, and that's going to be a leadoff single.
No, it's not.
Actually, he's going for two here. The throw is going to be wide. Gravel did a good job here to get that one going. And Lee Cusera, the Flash, has a leadoff double.
Stepping up to the plate tonight's beer batter, the first baseman, number
Trent Sillett, the beer batter of the game here. 2-0 Cardinals leading this one here in the top of the fifth inning. Chatham Kent out hitting the Cardinals now 3-2, or sorry, 3-3 now. So the scoreboard just updated on my laptop. No runs, 3 hits, 1 error for the Chatham Kent Barnstormers. Cardinals 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors so far in the contest. And that one's a strike on the other half to Sillett from Maguchi. Sillett singled his last time up. Went to second on a wild pitch. They peel down to first. Jeff Rose is over at second base, actually. Says he did not go around. Count is 1-1.
Come on, Rosie.
Reed Duffy and Troy are off tonight. This one is pounded to left field. And it'll be caught by Hicks in left field. Cusera will tag and go to third. A long fly ball out by Sillett. F7 goes your put out, 1 away. Spencer Morin now the batter. He struck out looking in the third inning. Morin will be followed by Spencer Marcus, and back to the top of the Chatham Kent Barnstormers batting order. So when you're on the road traveling all the place, who has the dog? Do you take him with you, or does he stay with friends?
He'll stay at the birdhouse sometimes. Sometimes I'll put him up in boarding school. It depends on the length of the trip. If I'm not gone for that long, my neighbors will do me a solid.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Yeah, Oakley's a well-traveled pup with exceptional manners. Oh, my goodness. Well done, Bernardo.
Bernardo knocked that one down and kept it in front of him.
But, yeah.
Gucci chapped in his chest on that and said, yeah, that was my bad, man.
Yeah, Oakley's got to work on his social skills. He's starting to jump on people a little bit. It's extremely embarrassing. Yeah, he needs to have some more grace in public.
You've met Ren, haven't you? You've seen our big black
I have.
Yeah.
I have, yeah. How's the mannerism?
She's a sweetheart. Since we moved this on Monday, my office is now upstairs. There's a couch behind my desk now. She called it her own. She's just like, yeah, you know what? This is my spot.
I got Oakley's bed right in front of my desk at home. I used to let him on the field here and take down the signs for no dogs allowed. And then the fines started rolling in, and then the calls started rolling in. And
throw over to third. Bernardo almost got Cusera at third.
Yeah, so no Oakley sightings. No Oakley's in the office right now, working.
Yep.
Tough second year for him. I'm pretty sure we got a losing record when he shows up.
Uh-oh.
It's horrible.
Yeah, we are 4-7 at home here, George. What's going on there? We like to win on the more on the road this year, or is just?
Man, I have no idea. I'm gonna be honest. I never know who we're playing. You think I'm joking? I've told that to the team. Like, I'm being dead serious, man. I never have. Listen, Neil.
Yeah.
I never know who we're playing.
Yep.
I just know that we're playing, and I genuinely feel as though whoever's on the other side is just a placeholder for why we have to show up and not have to play each other, which some nights I'd much rather, because we got stuff to work on. So
that's an RBI single for Spencer Marcus. Barnstormers cut the lead to 2-1.
Yeah, I don't know our record. I don't know the records. I don't know what they're like on the road. I don't look at any of that stuff. I don't look at any of our guys' stats. I just look at how they feel, and how they move and what their confidence is like. Like I'll tell you right now, Nicholson doesn't play center field like a guy who's struggling at the dish.
Oh, heck no.
And if people don't realize that he's the reason why, like some of those catches in center field that he made a few weeks ago saved us games.
Oh, no question they have.
So we have more wins because of Nicholson, but he's not hitting.
Yeah.
And that's his value to us.
Well, exactly. He's going to get to baseballs that most other guys won't get to.
Well, a batting average is a very imperfect metric of success because barrel percentage matters. You can't control hits.
No.
So I'm all about preaching to these guys, what can you control? You can control throwing strikes, making plays, hitting your targets when the ball's in your hand. You can control aggressive swings, right? You can control making contact, but you can control how you feel when you don't, right? And
This one's caught down the left field line.
So
Hicks with that one. F7 goes to put out.
So that's
Dan
how I see
Mattel's
it.
retired for the second out of the inning.
That's how I see it, right? Like you just gotta be patient with your process. And just believe in it, even when it doesn't feel like it's working. Like my thing was 100 wins over 5 years, and so when I can look at that over 5 years, and regardless of how we do this year, we went through our slide last year, and I truly believe we should have beat Barrie in that first round of the playoffs. So what does it matter?
Well, exactly. I think there were just situations where in those that game, especially in Barrie, where I thought for sure we were going to pull that one out. Unfortunately, we didn't.
Which one?
The one where
last year in the playoffs.
Yeah,
I thought we should have beat. I thought we should have beat them every single game in the series. They were depleted. They didn't have a catcher. Starlin was wobbling. We just couldn't come up clutch. And again, one of the biggest reasons why I brought in Corrente and Boada was because I needed to buy playoff experience that we didn't have.
Well,
we didn't have the Welland guys are the ones that have experience beyond the second round. Right, and so we got Lawson. That's all we've got in terms of experience. And so with a younger team, look, if you look at our losses, they come down to lack of experience. Like all you can do is put yourself in a position to win when you get down to the last out of the game, like the Guelph game. When we're up with Zach Cameron on the mound and we lose that game, that is actually up to the players. And I don't need to disparage them after the game. They know. They're competitors. But just because you expect things to go right doesn't mean that they will all the time. Just move on.
Goes down on strikes here to end the inning. Barnstormers do get a run, and now this game is a 2-1 ball game. You're watching Hamilton Cardinals baseball.
2-1 for your Cardinals as we head to the bottom.
Sometimes can make the biggest difference. Like nature brightening your day. Bring nature to your backyard with Armstrong Bird Food. Feeding Cardinals since 1986.
Bottom of the fifth inning we go here at Burning Arbor Stadium. You're watching Hamilton Cardinals baseball, brought to you by our friends at Mountain Mitsubishi. Cardinals leading this one 2-1 over the Chatham Kent Barnstormers. Last game before the All-Star break. George, you making the trip down the Welland tomorrow?
No.
No?
I'm not. No. This is the time of year where hey, I was in Welland yesterday. There's so many people that show up there on a regular game. I was kind of jealous of it. I parked somewhere I never had to park yesterday, so I can only imagine.
That parking lot is huge.
That's a testament to how many fans that they pulled yesterday.
Exactly.
That's the thing. I always get pissed when there's a lot of fans there and in London, and then I'm like, oh, that's what winning does. The fans show
All
up.
right, so the rule of thumb when you go to Welland, get there early, park in the stadium down where the players park.
Brother, I'm trying to park in the handicap parking with Larry. I'm trying to take it. Yeah, like Larry walks away, and I try and take his handicap pass and put it in my car so I can go. Dude's got to walk a little bit.
Oh, man. The meter maids in London are just going to look for your license plate next time.
Where, in London?
Yeah.
In London, I struggle. So I always park up the street or at the 7-Eleven, but last time I thought I was going to throw BP, so I came into the stadium because they let me, and Scott Dart were like, yeah, I didn't realize that was a trap because it was Pack the Park night, and I had to leave the game early because I was like, dude, I'm never going to get out of here. I'll run someone over if I do, if I leave on time.
We left after the ninth inning was over. It was like, you know what? I'm so tired. It's like it's a long day. It's a long day, and it's a 2-hour drive home. So it's like, yeah, we're just leaving.
Yeah.
We can see fireworks another night.
Well, that's my thing. That's why I love this job. I can wear Lulus, sit anywhere, and I can leave whenever I want, depending on how I feel.
Yep.
It's amazing going to the stadium and you can get Uber Eats and not have to worry about anything, right? So that's a dream for me. Show up, watch baseball.
The count is now 3-0.
Argue about fast food with Larry and Dean. Yeah. But no, I love it here.
Nicholson draws the leadoff walk here.
What do you think are the glaring differences between our roster this year and last year?
Depth, definitely depth. Like last year, we were worried. It's like, okay, if we get another injury, who's going to play where?
Right.
Here, it's like somebody gets hurt, 300 guys can step in. I can play this position.
What are the keys to a successful organization in this league?
Depth.
Depth.
Character.
Character.
And guys that have some experience, because those are the guys you're going to lean on when push comes to shove in situations. Say, hey, we got this. We got to relax. We trust ourselves. Trust the process. We can get through this. Nicholson goes first pitch. And Fakata says, I'm not going to even try down there.
Save your arm.
Yep. Stolen base for Nicholson. Nate Seeger with the dynamite drop in here. His second stolen base in a ball game since June 23rd. Duncan fouls that one off. Count even at 1-1. Duncan 0 for 1 in the contest. Did walk in the first inning. Gets a chopper to the third baseman. Strong up with it. He'll step and throw. It's bobbled by the first baseman, but the out was called. It's on the transfer. Duncan's asking Rosie, am I out myself? Safe? What's going on here? They're saying he's off the bag now. And that's going to bring Dan Norman out to have a conversation with the first base umpire, Jeff Rose. So you watch the throw by Strong here. He doesn't look like he had possession of the baseball when he was near the bag. Yeah, he's off the bag. He still doesn't have the baseball in his glove. So Duncan is safe. That is the right call.
Well done, Rosie.
That's why Jeff Rose, they're going to have a conversation just to make sure everybody's on the same page here. But even the replay shows, but the umpires don't have the option of video replay. So they're just going on with their merit here. And they're going to call him out now.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Surprised that's not going to be Chris Piano coming across on the... As we come back here, look at the replay here again. They're going to say he had the ball in his hand, but I don't know. That's tough, but again, Jeff Rose can't see that from where he is, and the plate umpire can't make that call. That's a tough call, unfortunately, for the Cardinals. But the runner is at third and Nicholson now with one away. Duncan is retired on the 5-3 with a question mark. And that's not the fault of the umpires there, because, of course, Jeff Rose is standing at second base almost, and he's going to have to make that call. He can't see the backside when the first baseman's going behind there and had to turn his body to grab the ball down.
Do you find that umpires get talked about a lot because they're the easiest thing to complain about for both sides?
Oh, no question. No question. And I find as a broadcaster it's very difficult to just not be impartial and just kind of leave them, hey, their guy can have a bad day or whatever.
How much grit?
As Bernardo comes through with a signal here. That's going to make it a run. Cardinals increase the lead to 3-1. Bernardo going hard to second base as that ball goes through the infield. Give Bernardo the RBI single. He advances to second on the east. I'm going to say that was on the throw.
Stepping up to the plate, the right fielder, number 16, Dennis.
As you were saying there, Josh, or George.
What was I saying?
Something about umpires.
Yeah, I was talking to Rosie about that a while ago, about how I asked him if, when he's in the middle of a tough game, do you know that you're in the middle of a tough game?
Yeah.
And he said yes, because one thing that I understand is that umpires aren't trying to call balls a strike. They're trying to just get the call right.
Exactly.
Right? And that's the thing, is that it is the one thing that none of us here do. And at some point, we have to understand that these are the guys that can just snap their fingers and get everybody to walk off the field. They are the officials of the game, yet they get abused by both sides of it. And if they're probably the joker of the game, where you have to learn how to play with them, because how can it not be obvious that that is the one human element of the game that can really affect you?
Exactly.
Like, if we're going to trash the umpire for the first 3 innings of the game and then he's going to blow us calls in the last 3 innings of the game, spare me the excuses.
Yeah.
You're throwing away your calls and that little bit of the plate for good reason, right? The zone is contingent on the way things are going, right? Like, it's, the umpires aren't going to have the same zone every single night. They're human, right? And so if you just can accept that they're doing their best and that the zone can be a little different every time, then at some point you might you might have to realize that the name of the game isn't to hit strikes, it's to find hittable pitches. If you can handle the ball that's being thrown in your general direction and you choose not to swing, and then that guy calls it a strike, well, I don't really know who you're blaming. I never took pitches when I was taking batting practice growing up.
No.
Right? I never looked for the right pitch. Oh.
Dennis DeBanning pokes one through, and that's going to score Bernardo. And Dan Battelle a little slow to get up after that one.
And we got a winded shortstop over there.
Well, he's been a busy boy over there for sure, too.
It's a good ball player.
Now to play the left fielder, number 24, Connor Hicks.
Dennis DeBanning didn't do too much with that baseball, just hit it where it was pitched at him, and poked it through the hole. Battelle almost got that one.
Who's the guy that doesn't get enough love in this league that should?
Oh, man. There's another one of those questions. Loaded questions. But you and I are going to have to talk off air.
You think I got put up here in the booth. What am I supposed to do?
I know. Not put me on the hot seat. That's supposed to be the other way around, but that's okay.
This is supposed to be your comfort seat. I'm the one in the hot seat, man. I'm supposed to be sitting on the ground down there doing my work. And
True.
That's quite all right. I got better views up here.
Third baseman, number 1.
So who is it?
Hicks flies out in the right field.
Who's the most underrated player in the league? I know mine, but I'll wait for yours.
Most underrated player. Oh, jeez. I'm going to say either Connor Morrow or Brandon LaRue. And that's just not because I'm a Guelph guy.
No, we know you're a Hamilton fan, but what? Why? Why those guys?
Because LaRue is going to go places, and not a lot of people realize that. Connor Morrow, just because of what he does off the field, too. And how much he makes that team better and the guys around him better.
I'm glad you noticed that. Morrow's got to be... Oh, my God. Nice throw. Morrow's one of the best dudes in the league. He is leadership type.
Yeah.
Mature. I remember I went golfing with him once, and to give you an idea of what Morrow's like, he showed up, and his driver was broken on the first hole. We never golfed with each other, and I don't really care to ask how good other people are. I'm very hyper aware of when anyone will self-handicap themselves right before they golf, and it's like, I'm not that good. And he didn't do that. He didn't say anything, so I took that as a sign of, all right, well, here we go. But I know he's a strength guy, so I was like, there's no way this guy has a fluid game. He didn't have a driver, and he still shot like a 83.
Wow.
I was like, you're a horrible person. It's
Connor Morrow, you're a horrible person.
Yeah, like his swing looks sometimes the way my back feels after throwing batting practice.
Yep.
And somehow he scores so low, and he's so humble about it. And that's probably the most frustrating part, is I wish he was a little arrogant about his talent. He's just not. So it's like a Tanner Rempel. to be quite honest. Like, he's such a gifted ball player and just refuses to acknowledge how gifted he is. And I find that to be for an underrated player, it's a very underrated trait that I find a lot of us should carry. But I know you need confidence for that. So, I like that. And Brando, too. Brando's that's a smooth baseball player.
Yeah. Like, he gets to baseballs, and he makes it look so effortlessly, and that's going to be a pickoff attempt, and the Banning will take third.
Dennis on the bases.
Yeah.
Gosh, we talked about that. That guy gets my heart rate up when he's out there. But it's because he tries hard, right? I was talking to Larry about that. Dennis's mistakes on the bases are passion mistakes. He can black out when he finds he has to try harder. So his base running is actually better when we're winning because he doesn't feel like he needs to be depended on.
Yeah.
Whereas when we're down, I remember I knew this was a thing. Season opener last year, we were in a tight ball game against Welland, and I remember Michael Mueller was on the mound, and Dennis got on base. And Dennis drew a 4-pitch walk against Michael Mueller, and I believe he tried to steal on the first or second pitch.
Yep, I remember
Do you remember that?
Yep.
And he got thrown out. And I remember that what he didn't think about, what he clearly did not think about was this dude walked me on 4 pitches. He might, throw a 5th ball in a row.
Well, exactly.
Dennis got on first base and thought, I got on base. I'm going to get myself to second.
I got to get myself to second base rather than realize, okay, wait a minute. Yeah, the guy just threw me 4 balls in a row here. Give the guy at the plate at least an opportunity.
Well, that's the thing is give the guy. No, I'm trying to give the other team an opportunity to make mistakes.
Yep.
It doesn't, part of winning is winning. And I remember once.
Sparrow hits this one on the center field, and there it goes.
I
Out
remember.
to Spencer Marcus. And we got to go to break here, George, so you can finish that story when we come back.
Sounds good, Neil.
4-1 is your score here as you're watching Hamilton Cardinals baseball, brought to you by Mountain, Michigan.
What do I like? I like open fires, moonlit nights, chatty letters, rainy days. I like daydreaming. I love this colorful little island of ruby, emerald, and sapphire. Yet often my dark moods come. I'm possessed body and soul by this depression. They say women shouldn't write. Some days I almost give up. But I cannot contain my imagination. I made Anne real. I gave her my love of nature, my love of books, and my childhood dreams. My greatest happiness would be to climb the alpine path and write upon it a woman's humble name.
Lucy Maud Montgomery battled depression, rejection, and sexism to become known around the world for Anne of Green Gables and 19 other novels.
Top of the 6th inning we go here as you're watching Hamilton Cardinals baseball on Cable 14. I'm Neil Srivastava. Joy Cherline, the general manager of the Hamilton Cardinals, joining us up in the press box tonight. As Masuki Fukuda hits the first offering he sees from his counterpart, Iguchi, out to left field, and Connor Hicks makes the catch. F7 goes the first put of the inning.
Designated hitter number 4, Anthony Holloway.
So Iguchi unlikely to throw in the All-Star game now. George, he's thrown in the 6th inning of work now, so that's okay.
That's quite all right. Still an all-star.
Oh, exactly. No question. A well-deserved honor, but unfortunately, I think he'd take this W over any all-star accolades tomorrow in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I will too. I'll take a win.
Now, how important is, from your standpoint and from Eric's standpoint, home field advantage in that first round of the playoffs? Is this something you guys need to have as far as balancing the books, or is that not even in the equation?
I don't think about. No, I do. There's a line between the on-field product and the entertainment, where the on-field product has to be the entertainment, and you can't force entertainment.
No.
So I remember one time early last year when I just told myself, try and be conscientious of the things that happen that you think about differently. Reppel's so good.
He is so good,
He's
man.
so good over there, man.
Yeah.
Best
Tanner
first baseman
just
in the
like
league.
another highlight reel thing, another clip I'm going to have to clip out when we get home tonight. Actually, I won't be able to do that. I'm going to the hotel tonight. So, no.
Oh, boy.
Attaboy.
Boy, you can do the Wi-Fi, use the Wi-Fi over there.
Yeah. Oh,
you put
goodness.
Tanner Rempel mixtape at first base.
Yeah.
He's got more web gems over there than
Oh, he
anybody.
does.
But anyway, to your question, I remember last year trying to be conscientious of the things that I should notice as the GM that I never noticed in any other role that I've been in. And I remember the simplicity of Tyler Duncan hit a fly ball down the left field line, and it was a very lazy can of corn, and the fans went, ooh. And I don't know why my head went to, that's what spectators do at Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah.
That's what they do at the circus is, whoa. But that was a very nothing play. So by definition, if the fans don't know that that is a huge deal, that's fine. That means that when the fans look up, that's really cool, right? Kind of like when they look up at the circus, which by definition makes this entertainment.
Yep.
Now, one of the things that I made clear to Eric and to the roster was the double-edged sword of having the eyes on us that we do is that there is more pressure to be good.
Yep.
Because when you're not, the eyes are all still on you. You don't get to choose when the eyes are on you. And you saw it early in the season last year. They loved it. And then there was a skid. And earlier this year, they loved it. And then there's a skid. Right? So at what point is it the players on field learning how to navigate through it in order to shorten it, right? Like, we're nowhere near what we did last year.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting to have the deadline that we did last year. And
Nope.
so part of being a
My
team.
cell phone thanks you for that, by the way.
Your cell phone thanks me?
Yeah.
Your cell phone? Oh, my gosh.
My wife thanks you, too, because,
Because of last year?
Because of last year.
The players are thanking me, too. Last year was unreal.
Well, it's like I got a text message from Eric. Says, George is done. Okay, I'm going to bed. 5 minutes later, my phone's going off again.
What did he text you at, like 8, 9 p.m.?
That was like
Scoreboard in Brantford.
11 o'clock or something.
PM?
Yeah.
– 11 p.m. You're done when you're done.
You're done when you're done.
You're done when you're done, man. You're done when you need what you have, and we weren't.
All right, we're going to take a step away here again. You guys are watching Hamilton Cardinals baseball, brought to you by our friends at Mountain Mitsubishi on Cable 14. Bottom of the sixth inning we go here on Cable 14. I'm Neil Srivastava. We're joined by Hamilton Cardinals general manager George Halim. Cardinals leading this one 4-1. New pitcher on the mound for the Chatham Kent Barnstormers is Kenny Williams. Williams, of course, is from Renton, Washington. He also speaks Japanese, so when Fukada is behind the plate, he'll sometimes go out there with the pitching coach to act as a translator. Now, how much of a problem is that with the two Japanese imports on our team as well? Is there anybody that brokers that conversation, or?
Yeah, one of them. The other one. Yeah, Mizuki.
Yeah.
Two arms, two languages. Mizuki's been. It was supposed to be a little bit more Katsuya when he came in earlier this year. But, oh, man, Iguchi knows where he needs to be and when he needs to be there. I don't think he needs English for us to tell him when he's not pitching well.
Yeah.
Right? That's the thing is those guys are all about structure. They make me so happy. I love Iguchi. I love Mizuki. Like, they're just beacons of what you would hope your imports are like, and that's probably the most graceful part about our roster is we've got 4 imports, 3 all-stars, and the one that isn't is one of the best center fielders in the league.
Yeah, no question.
So, again, we talk about what we need. We talk about imports. We talk about there's a big difference between what you need to fix a current slide that you're in and weathering that storm, because what we have here is the fix to the bigger picture of what we had, which is years down the road.
I don't know if you can see the big grin on Zach Marriott's face there or not. He's got an 0-2 count on him, and he's got the biggest grin down there. So he lines this one to the second baseman.
Who, Ramp?
Rempel, sir.
That's quite all right. He's got good fortune. That's why he's on first.
He's got some lucky charms, that's for sure.
It's good karma, man. We smile a lot. You get on first base more.
Rumpel will reach will likely be an E4 on the play. And Josh Niles will be the batter now. Niles is 0 for 2. Flown up to center field and grounded at 4-3, but does have an RBI on that 4-3 ground out.
Man, I don't want him to get on and then the next guy bunts. That next guy can hit. Cam Gravel.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, you've also been the general manager of their junior team here for the junior Cardinals and everything else. How's that been going, too? Has it been like more of a
First year.
First year,
young guys. You just want foundation. That's my biggest thing was I wanted to just make sure that
you lay down the foundation so you have guys in the system. So when they know, hey, you're going to get called, you're going to get opportunities to play at the senior level, and you're also going to get an opportunity to play every day at this level.
It's reps. I don't care whatsoever about the results at junior. I don't know. So to give you perspective, at the IBL level, I never know who we're playing.
Yep.
At the junior level, I never know what the score is.
No.
I don't care.
No.
I care about how guys move, athletes. I want to know. Like we want to incorporate development. We want to incorporate making guys better. You can't do anything overnight. And the only thing that I could do overnight was switch my method, which was go from talent to culture.
Yep.
Right? There's talent everywhere, Neil, but to find talent, like good people that are talented.
And Niles is going to get the seeing eye single down in right field.
That's the challenge.
2 on, nobody away here in the bottom of the 6th inning, sir.
Stepping up to the plate, the second baseman.
And now Cam Gravel will get a chance to come to bat with two runners on here.
I can't believe you brought me up to Caden Cardoso. That's so funny. Gosh. Here?
No, not here.
When? There?
No. It wasn't even to Caden. It was just to Roop and everything else.
To Roop. You brought up to Roop.
Yeah.
Oh, I texted Roop like 2 days ago about that, and I was like, you still haven't thanked me. I thought you talked to Cardoso.
No. I've talked to Caden a couple times. And he's got a great playlist.
Good dude.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Good dude. Yeah.
I'm gonna definitely pick his ear tomorrow night a little bit when I get a chance to.
You should. You should ask him about his hitting philosophies, the way he goes about his business.
Taking notes.
Yeah, ask him what it was like ask him what it felt like to put up the numbers he did as a senior in college. They were video game numbers.
Yeah, well, exactly. Right? Like I saw the highlights, and it was just like, is this guy for real? Like,
yeah, he is so good, and you talk about quality of the league.
Yeah.
Gosh, I gotta painfully hang my hat on the fact that I made the league better. Well, I gave him Kane McGee last year.
Yep.
Because there was a need.
Yep.
That was okay. The guy batted 300 and change and was signing autographs and was a great dude.
Yep.
Gave him Cardoso.
I know. The only reason I brought it up is just because, he was here on this roster. And
you did not bring it up because he was here on this roster.
No. It's just
You've been waiting for this moment.
Kind of was.
That's okay. I knew this moment. I was waiting for this moment to come.
I guess you don't see my You don't see the around the IBL Instagram because Sarah Rubino, who's their in-house PA person on the field and everything else, she actually put something up on. I'm gonna pull it up for you.
Why? Put what up?
No, it's just like mad because she was having fun with you.
With me?
Yeah. I'm gonna have to find this for you now. I'm making no friends tomorrow. That's all I know. I'm going to get unfriended by half the league tomorrow.
Brother, the barbed wire is not where you're here to make friends.
I know.
What's on Instagram?
Oh, I'll find it for you.
That's tough.
Yeah. And she was making it jokingly because she was like, imagine being the guy to let this guy go.
Stepping up to the plate in the center fielder number.
Who was that? Sarah Rubino.
Sarah Rubino.
Yep, she's an AM host or a radio host.
She said it on the radio?
No, she said it on Instagram. I gotta go find this thing now. Now I gotta go find this.
Oh my gosh. It's on yours?
It's on the around the IBL Instagram, which now people know is me. So now you know.
Now you can see the friends are back.
The friends are
I
back.
don't even follow it. There you go.
You don't even follow it?
No, I do now. Hold up.
Oh my goodness.
No. I do now.
Wow.
No lead has ever say which
Get
one.
out of my box.
Where is this? What, you want me to unfollow?
No.
Am I getting... Brother, it doesn't follow me either. So check yourself.
Check myself.
Check yourself. I'm following it, and that's not following me.
All right. We'll fix that after.
I'm on social media for business.
Yeah.
Nothing but business for me. Hold up. I got to... That's tough cookies right there.
Look at the... I think it's the one where he hit the 20-game hitting streak.
There's salt.
Another run comes home for the Cardinals here as George is now going through my social media.
Yeah, I'm doing a personality check here.
It's going to be rating the number of Hamilton Cardinals clips versus the Jackfish and Panthers and everything else now. I'm going to get annotated notes tomorrow. You didn't put enough clips up.
I love the clips, actually. These are cool.
Yeah.
You do all this?
I do all this.
Hell yeah, Neil. Good for you.
It's a ground ball hit to the second baseman. He'll flip to first. Runners do advance to second and third, respectively, with one away.
Yeah, I don't keep up with anything. I just pay attention to us.
Yep. I pay attention to pretty much the majority of the league.
You have to.
I have to.
That's your job.
Yep.
Pay attention to the league. Pay a little bit more attention to the Cardinals.
Noted.
Please and thank you.
Yeah. Duly noted. Putting the post-it note up mentally in the brain now.
But I ain't up here trying to make friends.
Yep.
Trying to get wins. I also thought I'd be up here for 5 minutes. I didn't think that I'd be
Well, if you got stuff to do, man, by all means.
I'm doing it.
I know.
My computer's right here.
I
just thought that I was the temporary read. And now well, it's been like an hour.
Yep.
It's been an hour that I've been up here, so thanks for having me up here, Neil.
I appreciate you crashing the party tonight, man.
Of course. That's what I do. I actually try and keep to myself as much as I can.
So has the selling points to potential players changed at all in the last year and a half now, or is it still the same sort of thing coming to Hamilton? You're going to be part of a winning culture, a culture in progress? What are some of the selling points right now?
Well, sure, not culture in progress. I ain't saying that to them.
No.
The selling points are the things that I believe in the most, aside from the tangible things that they can just find out that they love on their own.
Bernardo goes down on strikes, and that is going to end the inning. We'll put you on pause again here, George, because we got a break for another commercial.
Yes, sir.
You guys are watching Hamilton Cardinals baseball, brought to you by Mitsubishi on Cable 14.
2 errors committed.
top of the 7th inning here at Bernie Arbor Stadium. I'm Neil Srivastava, joined by General Manager of the Hamilton Cardinals, George Halim. It's a 5-1 Cardinals lead, George. Mainly in point to this guy on the mound here, Takaguchi, who's been absolutely lights out tonight. 6-inning pitch so far, 4 hits, just a 1 run allowed, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts on the contest.
Workhorse. You need this when I was looking at the schedule. One thing I noticed was over the next 17 days,
yep,
I believe we have
a lot of baseball.
7 days off.
Yeah.
I think we play games in 10 of them.
Yeah. Well, we go out of the All-Star break. We're here Saturday, we're here Sunday, and we're here Monday. Then I think you guys are on the road Thursday?
Man, we are playing.
It's a great catch
tonight
by Dennis DeBanning out in right field.
Next week we play Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Sunday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday. Yeah. So, that cattle out there in the bullpen.
Yep.
They're gonna get their work in.
Well, exactly. They're all gonna get some innings. That's for sure.
That's why I'm happy with this outing, right? Like you're banking on your rotation to give you a solid 6, 7 every single game, and that way you're only left with 3 to manage in the back. And one thing that I always tell Piano is I actually don't pay attention to the first 5 innings of the game, man. I find the first 5 innings of the games are just a placeholder for the last 4.
Yep.
And you just got to get through them. If you can just get through the first 5 innings and get to the last 4, then all of a sudden you can start playing chess.
Yep.
And that's what I alluded to earlier, where some of the games that we lost, like, look, no one predicts Josh Niles just falling down.
No.
That happens. You don't factor in unexpected variables, but when it comes to moves being made, there's a reason why London does what London does.
Yep.
It's because Roop is a very gifted chess player late in the game.
Yep.
And that.
Plus, he's also got some really great pieces on that back end where you can just maneuver through there and say, okay.
But so do we. It's just a matter of knowing how to use them. So one thing, for example, talking to Piano yesterday about good swing, talking to Piano about the closer role and how the closer role can't be anyone that throws hard. Gas doesn't do it.
Nope.
Closer's got to throw strikes.
Yep.
And so you look at a guy like Jacob Jajic. That doesn't mean he can never be a closer because he's got closer profile, but he's got a 1-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio.
Yep.
And that just raises your heart rate a little bit too much when you need a guy that's going to throw strikes.
Brent Sillett with the 1-out single here in the Barnstormers' 7th inning. Spencer Morin now the batter. George and I could talk baseball while there's a baseball game going on. So I always feel bad for the people at home going, I'm trying to watch the baseball game.
Really? I'm pretty sure if my dad hasn't given up on us because of this streak, he's probably watching right now.
Well, that's awesome. Well, hello, Mr. Halim. I've never met you, but please.
He's probably expecting me to say hello, and I'm just not.
You're denying your father.
Hey, man, I FaceTime my dad after every game because I know that he's watching it, and I FaceTime him, and we just start talking.
Yep.
And I look at my dad because my father loves to learn about it. It's actually one of the best feelings I have in this job that isn't overly broadcasted because it isn't a huge – doesn't really matter is how proud my dad is and how proud my parents are of me in this role. Like, you could be 33 and your parents make you feel like you're a proud 12-year-old, and they do that for me. So
well, exactly.
They're my worst critics. Like, I get so pissed at my dad when he talks about this team. I don't – I'm not kidding. My dad is the worst critic of this roster for a guy that's never been here. He's so open – such an open pundit about, like, man, like, you guys can't do this, you can't do that. And I'm like, I don't know if he's talking about me. I don't know if he's talking about the team, right? But you feel like
you kind of is the whole situation there too. It's just I get it because.
But it's nice because he is my perspective of the average fan. So for example, he can look at an arm that I didn't notice isn't doing as well and look at a very juvenile stat like his number of innings pitched relative to his walks. And while I might still be falling in love with the player's movements, the projection piece, my father can actually check me it back into reality and be like, well, how come this guy isn't being used? And there are no excuses for why guys aren't being used. Guys that don't get used are guys that the manager doesn't want to use as much as others.
Yeah.
Right, like
the manager doesn't know that the commodity he's got, or just doesn't trust.
No, he's got him. He's got him, and I talk to Piano on a weekly basis about that. Right, where every single sport has the backups that serve a purpose, right? You've got hockey, they got the grinder line. You've got the bench guys in basketball. You've got the bench guys in soccer, the fresh legs, right? And in baseball, well, what's the equivalent? The bench guys? Well, it seems like for some reason, well, the reason why I would say that the bench guys in baseball are most ungrateful for their role, generally speaking, is because it's the only one where they think about in basketball, you can sub in, sub out.
Yep. Here you can't.
Here you can't. So if you're that guy that's starting in the game, you're like, oh, the first 2 hours of my night might be spent in a shipping container, right? And so when that's the case, it takes way more concentration to sit down for 4 hours and then stand in a box that's controlled by everyone but you and then be expected to perform. So the guys that do, I have a lot of respect for that. So I'm trying, again, you try and find guys that know what their role is, are good with their role, because you can't start 30 guys.
No.
So if you have 25 A1 players, there's a reason why I don't just ship and replace players, because if we got an arm that's do it.
That one's going to get through the hole. Gravel made a great effort on it, but that's going to be a two-out single.
He's got to make that play.
By Spencer Marcus. While George and I have been talking, Iguchi got his 7th punch-out of the night as well in this inning. Barnstormers with their 5th hit now.
Neil, I'm going to go after this inning. I'm starving.
No problems. You got to eat, man. You got to eat.
That's usually my thought, probably in like the 5th or 6th inning. And we're well past my eating time. We're all talking about the Uber Eats. No, that's quite all right. This has been a lot of fun.
It has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, I actually thought I was going to be up here as a filler for a couple innings. Hell yeah, ramp.
Wow.
Oh, put that on your reel, Neil.
It's going.
Let's go. Hey, Neil, thank you for having me.
Thank you
Appreciate
for being here, George.
Of course. Been a pleasure. Bring me up whenever, and I'll see you in a couple weeks when I go to Georgia, Seattle, and back. All right, brother?
Right. You and I are talking on the 29th, I'm sure.
Text me. All right,
man.
See you, Neil.
See you. That's George Hilliam, general manager of your Cardinals. As we hit the 7th inning stretch here, Cardinals are leading this one 5-1. You're watching Hamilton Cardinals baseball on Cable 14. To the 7th inning we go. We're going to take one more look at that highlight reel play by Tanner Rempel in the last half inning. It's a ground ball hit to the first baseman. He goes all the way to his left and then turns around, flips the Gucci covering the base, and gets out of the inning. Tanner Rempel putting on a clinic at first base there. As Dennis DeBanning will lead things off here in the bottom of the 7th inning, the Cardinals leading this one by 4 at 5-1 over the Chatham Kent Barnstormers. 1 of 2 games in the IBL tonight. Other contest is 1-1. I'm just grabbing the inning here on the majors and Brantford Red Sox. So this one's Dennis DeBanning is going to have himself a leadoff single here. That one is 1-1 in the bottom of the 3rd inning in Brantford. Jose Arias got the start for the majors.
Stepping up to the plate, the left fielder, number 24, Connor Hicks.
George Salim was just a great guy up here. Thanks again to George for taking the time out of his busy schedule. And he was working the laptop like crazy while he was up here. That one misses for a ball. Count is 1-0. On Connor Hicks. Hicks is 0 for 3 in the contest. Throw over to Banning back safely. Cardinals and Barnstormers looking for their 12th win respectively. Or sorry, the Barnstormers already have 12 wins. Cardinals, if the lead holds, will run up to 12 wins heading into the All-Star break. And we'll move back into a tie for 5th place with these Barnstormers. I believe it's the 5th and final meeting of these two teams as well. Oh, misses upstairs for a ball. Count now 2-1 on Hicks.
It's so good,
Banning goes on that pitch. It gets a wild pitch down there. He has stolen base and a 3-1 count on the batter now. Hicks was 0 for 3 in the contest. A ground out and 2 flyouts to center field and right field respectively. As he takes ball 4 here, runners on first and second now to start the 7th inning.
Now at the plate, the third baseman, number 1, Zach Marriott.
Zach Marriott will be the batter now. He's 1 for 2 in the contest, has a run scored and a single. Also popped up to the shortstop his last time up in the 4th inning. Shows bunt. They're going to throw over to second base. They got the Banning picked off here. 1-3-5 will go to put out. Or 1-6-5, sorry. And the Banning is retired. Hicks goes up to second base on the caught stealing. Dennis DeBanning was just caught a little too far leaning there, and it's a set play by the catcher to throw over. And now there's one away. That one gets away from the catcher and out of the hands of Williams. That'd be a wild pitch. Hicks on to third now. Cardinals looking for an extra insurance run here. As we've always said in the IBL, no lead is safe. Just asked the Kitchener Panthers and Toronto Maple Leafs last night. Should have asked George about his opinion of that ball game. That thing was long. 19-17 was the final score. It seemed like a football game at points. That one's in there for a strike. And the count now is 1-2.
Okay.
Marriott takes a big hack at that one. Infield in to knock this one down, try to keep this a 4-run ball game. Marriott fouls that one off. And the count will remain 1-2. Barnstormers 1 run, 6 hits, 4 errors so far in the contest. The Cardinals 5 runs, 8 hits, no errors. As we're in the bottom of the 7th inning, if you're just tuning in. Cardinals broke to open the scoreless tie in the bottom of the 2nd inning with a solo run. 1 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, and 1 in the 6th. Looking to get another one here in the 7th. Marriott watches that one sail in there for a ball. Runs the count to 2-2. Barnstormers scored their lone run in the 5th inning. That one's outside for a ball. And the count is 3-2. Williams at 33 pitches so far in this contest and taking over in relief. And that one's going to walk, be a ball for issue to Zach Marriott. Runners at the corners again for the Cardinals. And Tanner Rempel, who's the human highlight reel defensively, will be the batter now. He reached on error his last time up. He has a walk and flown up to center field so far. The song is definitely catchy. I might have played it a few times on Alexa in the last couple of weeks. I was shocked it was Post Malone. That's going to bring out the manager here for a conversation too. So there is activity in the Barnstormers bullpen. Just don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, the All-Star festivities go all across the league tomorrow. You can tune in on the Well and Jackfish website at 2:05 p.m. for the All-Star game Home Run Derby. And the real game, the contest, is at 6:05. Fireworks to follow after that. You can check out through the IBL social media and everything else. I am sure there's going to be lots of highlights, lots of clips, and lots of interviews popping through too. And we do have a new pitcher by the looks of it. He's trotting down the line here. We'll get that in a second here. Williams is staying out here. He'll tag his new partner in here, and he was just probably talking to Fakata. Of course, he also does act as his translator, so probably just going over signs and scene selections here. And it's former Cardinal Nick Cardinal on the hill now. Of course, he was with the Cardinals last year. Just signed by the Chatham Kent Barnstormers this morning, according to the transaction wire.
Number 50, Nick Cardinal.
It'll be interesting to see how the young man does here. He's definitely got some zip behind the baseball. Last season with the Cardinals, we're just pulling up the stats here now. My apologies. I guess he didn't really get a chance to play here. Did sign last year, just didn't get any action. So his last appearance in the IBL was the summer of 2021 with a member of the Brantford Red Sox. He got into 3 games, 5 1/3 innings pitched, did have 7 strikeouts, allowed 3 hits, did not walk a batter, has an ERA of 0.00. But he was on the Cardinals roster, but unfortunately last year, it just didn't pan out for him. One of the last-minute signings George Halim and I were talking about during the game.
First baseman number 44, Tanner Rempel.
But George and I have text messages now, so we're okay. Plus, he's on my Instagram, and we're following him, so we should be okay this time. So my phone shouldn't go waking up the whole house this year. Tanner Rempel will face Cardinal here. Or Cardinal, sorry. 5-1 is your score. Rempel shows the bunt here and pulls it back for ball 1. Cardinals looking to break another losing streak. Barnstormers come into action tonight. Winners of 4 in a row, almost 4.5 of the game against the London Majors on Tuesday night got rained out in the 6th inning. That game was in the 6th inning in a 3-3 tie. When the rain came down in buckets at Fergie Jenkinson Field in Chatham. Rempel bunts this one in front of the pitcher's mound, and it's going to be a tough play. Rempel is going to be out on the sack bunt, but he does the job. Run comes home. It's now a 6-1 ball game. Give Tanner Rempel the sack RBI. Cardinals now leading this one 6-1. He's looking at the replay. A great executed bunt right in front of the plate by Rempel. A high chopper. Bukata couldn't field it cleanly, but recovered in time to get the out. And Josh Niles will bat with a runner in scoring position now and 2 away. That one's in there for a strike on Niles. Niles is 1 for 3 in the contest, does have an RBI. Batting .222 on the season now. Cardinals off 0-1 offering on its way momentarily here. This is upstairs for a ball, runs the count to 1-1. Marriott with the lead at second base. Cardinal takes a second look back at him. And balk is called. Cardinal disengage on this one. It's a great read by Zach Marriott there. That's going to bring the Barnstormers manager out again here. To have some words with the third base umpire, Mike Kinnear. Balk is called, and they just tossed the manager too. So Dan Mormon's night is over. He's going to watch the rest of this one from the comfort of the clubhouse. Mike Kinnear walking away here. Of course, Norman, the former New York Met from the 70s and everything else. Just definitely not a fan of Mike Kinnear tonight. So make the slow walk across back to the dugout and collect his stuff and then exit stage left. Marriott goes to third on the block, and it's a 1-1 count on Josh Niles. Niles hits us down the line, and Marriott has to dive out of the way to get out underneath that one. It's just a long foul ball. 1-2 the count now. Seth Strong having a good chuckle at Marriott as he dove out of the way. Well, that's why Steph Strong is not named the Kung Fu Panda out there anyways. He used to do those kind of panda-like moves to avoid getting hit. Maybe Marriott needs to pay attention over there to Strong a little more. Get some tips. The appeal down to first, he said Niles went around, and that's going to end the inning. Cardinals strand a base runner, but do get the insurance run. Lead this one 6-1. You're watching Hamilton Cardinals baseball. It's brought to you by Mountain Mitsubishi on Cable 14.
With one runner left on base, 0 errors committed. The score is 6-1 for your Cardinals.
Don't stoop to this level. That's not who we are. This is who we are. Let the game begin. She showed me her butt. You lied. Stop saying the word lie. Does she want to be me? No. There's a lot more, and if she wants to go toe-to-toe, I'm ready. The truth will come out.
The Real Housewives of Orange County, all new Thursday at 9 on Slice.
Bye. 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 Bye.
Wentworth District 3v3 basketball is here in the Hammer. Here's what I want you to do. Monday nights at 6:30, I want you to sit down in your comfortable chair, watch a little basketball with us. I miss you. I'm on vacation, but I want to see you Monday nights. Come on, join us for a little basketball hoop action.
We invite you to play What's My Line?
Welcome, Mrs. Baker. Those folks over there need to guess your extraordinary occupation.
Are you an entertainer, Mrs. Baker?
Yes.
Do people come to watch you perform?
Yes.
Do you travel for work?
Yes, I do.
Do you ever wear a special type of costume?
Yes.
Is your job, physical?
Yes, indeed.
Are you a member of a team?
Yes.
Are you a professional baseball player?
Yes, I am.
Created during the Second World War, the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League included 68 Canadians. One of its brightest stars was my mother, Saskatchewan's Mary Bonnie Baker, a pioneer for women in sports.
Top of the 8th inning we go. Here the Hamilton Cardinals leading the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers 6-1. Takaguchi's still out there on the hill here, working on an absolute gem here so far. 7 innings pitched so far in the inning. Just the 1 run across, 6 hits allowed, 7 strikeouts, 2 walks. As Seth Strong, the Panda, takes a Herculean swing at that first one here. Strong, one of the participants in tomorrow's home run derby. Listed as on the bench as well. Of course, he leads the league in home runs and RBIs, but has been held scoreless so far in this contest. Does have a walk, though. Now working with the 1-1 count. Going in the dirt. And the count is 2-1. That one's in there for a strike. Count even at 2-2. Strong will be followed by Fakata and Pawlowick in this up in this inning. That one gets away from Bernardo, and Strong will take the walk. Actually, I guess that hit that must have hit him somewhere. Strong aboard to start the 8th inning. Suki Fakata now the batter. Fukuda is 1 for 3 in the contest. Barnstormers trying to get a late inning rally here. Ball misses upstairs for ball 1. Taguchi at 103 pitches now through 7 innings. That one sails high, and the count quickly is 3-0 on Fukuda. Taguchi watches Strong back at first. 3-0 offering. Is in there for a call strike, runs the count to 3-1. Or sorry, 2-1. I guess I was pitching my head of myself here. 2-1 offering. This is low for a ball. They're going to get Strong at first. Bernardo hoses out the Panda. And there's 1 away and a 3-1 count on Fukuda. Caught stealing 2-3 goes the put out. And the Panda is erased here in the 8th inning. Rempel was able to get the tag before Strong got back to the base as Fukuda takes a ride down the left field line, but that's going to go way foul. And off somebody's car out there. Actually, I just think it's the in-house PA system. Higuchi gets the sign for Bernardo. Time is called. Higuchi disengaged. Bernardo flips through the loose signs again. Zach Cameron getting loose down in the bullpen. Not sure if he's tired or just the communication barrier there. Three-two offering. It's popped in the air. Bernardo has a beat on it. He's in front of the Cardinals dugout. He's going to make the catch for the out. Tough play, but Luis Bernardo makes the grab. It's a hug from Zach Marriott on that one. And there's two away.
Stepping up to the plate, designated hitter number 4, Anthony Pollowick.
We'll bring up the designated hitter, Anthony Pollowick, who's 0 for 3 in the contest. A couple of ground outs to first base, and Tanner Rempel. Part of the highlight reel, I'm sure. As you see Bernardo acting with a good grab there himself down the line. Great job by the camera people here once again for Cable 14. You spoil us very often. That one misses outside for a ball. Count is 2-0 on Anthony Pollowick. Or sorry, 1-0. Looks like the scoreboard on the left is giving us a little problem again. Count is 3-0. Gucci just readjusts on the mound. Gets a sign from Bernardo. His 3-0 offering on its way. In there for a strike. Count is now 3-1 on Pollowick. Robert Mackey waits on deck here. Pollowick fouls that one off and runs the count to full at 3-2.
Okay, perfect.
3-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Higuchi with another punch out as the Barnstormers go away empty-handed here in the 8th inning. You're watching Hamilton Cardinals baseball, brought to you by Mountain Mitsubishi on Cable 14.
My first professional glove, that's the one I remember the most. When I was coming up, even though it wasn't that long ago, having your name on a glove was a big deal.
Bottom of the 8th inning here at Burning Arbor Stadium as you're watching Hamilton Cardinals baseball on Cable 14. I'm Neil Srivastava. Welcome up to the Bird's Nest. We're flying solo once again with, again, a huge thank you to Cardinals General Manager George Halim, who stepped into the the Bird's Nest this evening to commentate with us and catch up on old times here, but a little bit to get his perspective on how the Cardinals are doing this season. His Cardinals leading this one 6-1 as they're heading into the later half of this ball game and looking to get on the victory before they hit the All-Star break tomorrow. And it's a busy week for the Cardinals as well. Games against the Guelph Royals on Sunday and Monday. You can catch both games on Cable 14. Sunday afternoon game is 2:05. Monday night game is 7:35. We'll have the call with you on both of those games.
The second baseman, number 11, Cam Gravel.
As Cam Gravel will be the first batter here in the bottom of the 8th inning. His Cardinals leading this one by 5 at 6-1. A great performance by Takaguchi tonight. 8 innings pitched, 6 hits allowed, just the 1 run. It has earned 2 walks, 8 strikeouts. Safe to say he's definitely not going to see any action tomorrow in Welland at the All-Star game, but he'll definitely go out for his well-deserved applause and tip his cap and everything else they do in All-Star games. He was tasked with getting the victory tonight.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
As Gravel swings and misses that offering, the count is 0-2. Gravel followed by the top of the order. Brandon Nicholson and Tyler Duncan due up in the inning. As the Cardinals looking to add some more insurance runs. That one misses outside for a ball. Count now 1-2. Barnstormers 1 run, 6 hits, 4 errors. Cardinals 6 runs, 8 hits, no errors so far in the contest. That one misses inside, runs the count to 2-2.
Yes.
Looking forward to our first trip down to Welland Stadium since the Jackfish has been down there. Of course, we were there when Brock University had to play out there that 1 year when I was with the Griffins coaching staff. Dave Hodge from TSN and, of course, Hockey Night in Canada sat in the dugout, sat up in the press area with me that year. A few occasions. His son Dennis played for the Griffins. It was the last time I went there. 3-2 pitch. This is inside, and Gravel will lead off the 8th inning with a walk. Back to the top of the order, and Brandon Nicholson.
Now at the plate, the center fielder, number 4, Brandon.
Nicholson is 1 for 2 in the contest. A pair of walks, a run scored, 2 stolen bases as well. As George Halim said, sometimes you look past the batting average and the struggles at the plate. It's what he does defensively for this ball club, which speaks volumes. When push comes to shove, Brandon Nicholson is going to be there for you. Takes strike 1 here. Throw over. Gravel back safely. First disengagement of the inning, or of the at bat on Nicholson. Cardinal working in his second inning of work. Throw over again, and that's the second disengagement. Now Cardinal has to come to the plate here or pick him off. He fails to pick him off. It's another balk charged. And Gravel will go to second base on the balk. Gravel goes. Nicholson fouls that one off. Hit and run was on. And Gravel will have to go back to first. I don't think Dan Battelle had any inclination of telling Gravel he had to go back. Kind of let the youngster figure that one out for himself. Oh-2 pitch to Nicholson now. This is outside for a ball, and the count is 1-2. That one's a strike 3 call. Nicholson will go down on strikes. Nick Cardinal's got his first punch out of the night. That'll bring up Rocky Mountain Thunder, Tyler Duncan.
Number 5, Tyler Duncan.
Duncan is 0 for 3 with a walk tonight. That'll bring his .310 average down a few points, I'm sure. Of course, he is a participant, as we mentioned off the top, in tomorrow's Home Run Derby. You can catch the action on the Will and Jackfish channel at 2:05. Get a trial run tonight. Yeah, he had a few. Yeah, he had a few. And a couple were misses, that's for sure. So he takes strike 1. Of course, we got to meet the Berg family that were here from out west last weekend, even though we got rained out. One offering. Throw down to second base, and they're going to get him at second base. And there's 2 away. Gravel is caught stealing. 2-6. Goes the put out, and there's 2 away now for Duncan, who's working with a 1-1 count. Duncan with 4 home runs and 15 RBIs to follow up to last year's MVP season. One offering is driven to center field by Duncan. Pretty deep center fielder backpedaling, and he's going to make the catch on the warning track. Duncan is retired, as are the Cardinals here in the home half of the 8th inning. When we come back, will be the 9th inning, last chance for the Barnstormers. As you're watching Hamilton Cardinals baseball, brought to you by our friends at Mountain Mitsubishi on Cable 14. That's a happy center fielder out there with a big smile on his face. Brendan Nicholson out there having a great time out there. With a good reason. His Cardinals leading this one 6-1. And Takaguchi going out here into the 9th inning. Rather unexpected, but at the same time, with a lot of heavy lifting done through this ball game, might as well let the young man finish this one off. 8 innings pitched allowed, just 6 hits, just the 1 run, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts, a masterful performance from Aguchi. So he takes ball 1 here to Robert Mackey. Mackey is 0 for 3 in the contest. Does have a strikeout. Only Fukuda and Trent Sillett are the only people who haven't struck out. And, of course, Sillett was the beer batter of the game, so nobody got a discount on beer tonight. Count is 2-0 on Mackey now. This one's popped foul above our heads here and out of play. Hopefully not hitting my car. And the count is 2-1. And again, thank you so much for tuning in on Cable 14, wherever you may be watching. And a huge shout out to the Chatham Kent Barnstormer fans who I know watch in droves on YouTube. So if you're watching on Cable 14 tonight, this one's popped in the infield. And Tanner Rempel, who else is going to make the grab here for the first out of the inning? Rempel's got the magnets in his glove tonight, that's for sure. Mackey retired on the F3 for the first out of the ninth inning. Lee Cassera now the batter. The Flash, 1 for 3 in the contest with the lone run scored for the Barnstormers. Of course, we will be in Welland at the All-Star festivities. Look for us. We'll be wearing a Kelly green shirt. What else? You're going to Welland. You got to fit in. We're down by the visitors' dugout. If you're coming into the ball game tomorrow, just come say hi. Got to make sure we get to all the All-Stars. They have a little souvenir for all the All-Stars tomorrow. That count is now 2-0.
Sorry, using the driver mode?
That one gets behind as he twists three-quarter arm on that one. Higuchi's 111th pitch of the ball game. 74 strikes, 47 balls now. 111 on the total, unless my math is off. 8 in the third innings pitched so far for Takaguchi. That one gets away from him. That's going to be a 4-pitch walk here to the Flash. Trent Sillett will be the batter now. Sillett's got a pair of hits and flown out to left field and a run scored. Or sorry, he does now have a run score. He's got 2 hits. Spencer Markey was with the lone RBI. That one misses inside for a ball.
That's pretty decent. Well, that's good too. Listen to the wall. Listen to the wall. Oh, okay, you're in that territory.
Sillett hits this one foul. That runs the count to 1-1.
Yeah.
1-1 offering. Inside for a ball. It's 2-1. To an offering. Hit off the elbow pad, it looks like. And runners will be at first and second now. There is activity down in the Cardinals bullpen. Looks like Chris Piano is going to go out there with Atsuka for some conversations here. I would tell him I'm okay. Let me stay in this ball game. Hit the umpire. Let's watch the replay. Just got the elbow pad and went off over Bernardo's shoulder and off the umpire.
Really?
Just got enough of it. Just got like clothing, and that's enough to get him out there. Piano must have been satisfied with Higuchi's answers here, or whatever Akatsuka told him. Sometimes we need Google Translate in a handheld device. But Higuchi wants to finish this one off. Starts that pitch off with a strike here on Spencer Morin. Cassera at second. Still at first. You get a hit by pitch. And an 0-1 count on Morin. A big swing and a miss for strike 2. Morin does have struck out twice in the contest. He's 0 for 2. Does have a walk mixed in there. 0-2 offering for Maguchi on its way. Swung on and missed. He gets another punch out. That's 9 in the ball game. Another $3 donation from our friends at Little Caesars to Mission Services as they try to help strike out hunger in the Hamilton area.
Center fielder number 19, Spencer Marcus.
And Spencer Marcus will be the batter now with 2 away, presenting the last chance for the Barnstormers here in the 9th inning.
Basically, when you play at home, or even the wherever they're playing, when they hit home runs, they did the same thing with the Little Caesar pizza thing.
That one swung on and hit foul by Marcus. Marcus does have a pair of hits. Upped his average to 394 on the season. 1 RBI, 1 strikeout. Now working with an 0-1 count on him. A 1 offering. It's fouled away by Marcus, and the count is 0-2. Cardinals fans getting on their feet to cheer on their pitcher here. As Bernardo's going to get a couple of minutes to collect his thoughts here. That one fouled off something off Luis Bernardo. Will be a Cardinals home game if Bernardo didn't have another bump and bruise somewhere. Guy must just go into an ice bath when this game's over. Maguchi gets the sign from Bernardo. His 0-2 offering is in the dirt low for a ball. Count now 1-2. Gucci would love to finish tonight with 10 strikeouts. As sure the Cardinal fans behind him would love to see that happen too. An absolutely brilliant performance by the young man here tonight. His 1-2 offering. This is outside for a ball, and we have another pitch. It's 2-2. 8 2/3 innings pitched. 123 pitches on the ball game now. Sorry, 133. Math's off. That's strike 3 called, and that is your ball game.
That is another Little Caesar strike.
Takaguchi with a 10 strikeout performance, holding the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers to just the 1 run on 6 hits. He did walk 2 batters and had a hit batter. 10 strikeouts for Iguchi. Your Cardinals victorious. They'll head into the All-Star break with 12 wins. 6-1 is your final score. No problems. Here you'll take a final look at your line score once again for the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. 1 run, 6 hits. They committed 4 errors. For the Hamilton Cardinals, 6 runs, 8 hits, no errors. Winning pitcher, of course, is Takaguchi. The losing pitcher for the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers is Cam O'Reilly. He goes 5 innings pitched, 5 hits allowed, 4 runs, 2 are earned, 5 walks, no strikeouts. Kenny Williams and Nick Cardinal come in relief for the Barnstormers, but unfortunately the damage was already done there as the Cardinals built up an early lead and didn't look back. Of course, the Cardinals will head into the All-Star break. Of course, don't forget, the All-Star game is tomorrow night, a 6:05 start, but don't forget the Home Run Derby goes on in the afternoon at Welland Stadium at 2 o'clock. Tickets are still available if you go to wellandjackfish.com. Of course, Emily is going to talk to Takaguchi quickly here down the line here.
Okay.
And then we're going down to Tanner Rempel.
Congratulations, we are all so happy for you.
There we go. Thank goodness baseball is an international language. Happy. There we go. One very happy man with a lot of pizzas on that spike. And we're going to take it down to Tanner Rempel now. All right. Hope you can hear us okay. It's Neil up in the box.
I got you guys. How's it going?
I'm not too bad, sir. You had a great night tonight, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
George Helene was up here, so no pressure. You had to put on a clinic as far as the defensive highlights.
Oh, boy.
I think my trip to Welland tonight, will be, as we go to the hotel, is going to be full with Tanner Rempel clips tonight.
I love it. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
No problems.
Thank you.
So as we head into the All-Star break, how are you guys feeling as a team right now? You got the 12 victories now, but it's been a little bit of a tough grind for you guys.
I think today was something that we really needed. Just a boost of confidence. Obviously, we've been a little bit sluggish in our last couple games, especially as of late. And so I think the big thing is just, obviously, nice win today. Feels good. Hopefully, we'll keep rolling with it and take it into next week and into the playoffs.
Yep. So now, what do you guys have to focus on as you go into the second half starting Sunday?
Put the ball in play, put pressure on the defense, pitch well, put up some runs, and hopefully score a couple more than the other team. I think that's the basics. That's the plan.
Stick to the basics, guys, and do what you can do. Just trust everybody in the dressing room, and just everybody's got to have everybody's back.
You got it. Exactly.
Thank you so much for taking the time out, Tanner. Have a great night. Go celebrate with your teammates. We'll catch you on Sunday.
All righty. Thanks for having me, guys. Take care. Y'all have a good one.
You too. Of course, the next home game for the Hamilton Cardinals is Sunday afternoon. The Guelph Royals are here in town for the first game of a two-game series against the Royals. Game 1 is Sunday afternoon, 2:05 start. You can catch that game here on Cable 14. And then Monday night, of course, the Royals are back here again, 7:35 start. Take on these Hamilton Cardinals. That'll be, of course, on Cable 14 as well. For the whole crew here at Cable 14, thank you so much for watching tonight. Good night from Burning Arbor Stadium. I'm Neil Srivastava. Enjoy the All-Star game, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.